We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
I did. Oh, whoa! Right on the tip. Just on the tip.
And Blab. Co-hosted by our friends from around the internet.
There is a portion of Norway where it is legally required to carry a firearm at all times.
If you're just a normal man looking for common sense in this crazy-ass world, you've come to the right place. And now, broadcasting from our homes from around the internet, it's time for Side Scrollers.
Okay, you ready? Open wide!
Let's go! What's going on, everybody? Welcome out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and SideScrollersPodcast.com. Hello, everybody. Good to see you. Welcome back to the channel. My, oh my. Did the good Lord of the Internet give us a phenomenal show today? It is I, Craig, the Banana Man. Hello, Blabs. Good to see you.
Show them your banana.
This is all I got left.
Wow. He really enjoys his banana, guys. He, shoved it down real fast.
Nom, 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 nom. That's right. How's everything going? How's your weekend?
Good. I actually went down, a rabbit hole of research. I researched Rosemary Kennedy, and I was just like... Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, are you gone? Have you disappeared? Oh, you're back. Guys,
thanks.
Is it just me, or is it Craig?
No, I was trying to ignore what you said.
Oh. Anyway, I researched stuff.
Are we doing this already?
You're already fucked up, man. Is it just me? I don't know. No, it's
okay.
Craig.
Hello.
Craig.
Everything appears to be good on my end. Everything sounded good. Whatever. All right.
You
Listen,
sound
this is the
fine.
internet.
You're just on a delay. That's all.
Well, I'll get there. I'm Max Headroom over here. Do you understand who Max Headroom is?
He's Max. His last name's Headroom.
We're gonna
How'd
figure
I do?
That's a horrible, Blabs. You did horrible. But have you ever seen Back to the Future 2?
Of course I have.
Okay, then you didn't understand the reference when you saw it. Well, I'll tell you somebody who did understand the reference when they saw it. Flash definitely knows who Max Headroom is.
Yes, I do.
Absolutely.
Had a cartoon, but he first appeared in a hack of a television station.
Yeah. And then he was MTV. MTV's mascot for a while.
Oh,
Great.
him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Well, here we are back at it Monday. We got a lot going on, man. I am beyond excited to be hanging out here in my humble abode. We have, like I said, the Lord giveth so much this weekend. We are going deep into Black Myth Wukong. This Dustborn situation is just absolutely hilarious. Star Wars Outlaws is out, or at least the reviews are out. And the reviews are out, and we're going to be talking about that. A little bit later, we're going to be getting into Smash JT will be joining us because he has been all up on it when it comes to the Dustborn stuff. And then we have Concord, which I'll tell you what, Flash, man, we are going through a really interesting time in the world of video games where games are crashing and burning like we have never seen before.
Flash, do you see this?
Yeah, there's a little bit of roboting going on.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's my internet or Craig's. Though,
No.
If you heard it, then
I'm seeing it. I'm hearing it. Craig is like, Craig, can you hear us?
I'm doing awesome over here.
No, you're really not, man. So you're on a struggle bus already. We're 4 minutes in. Yeah, that's
Here,
what we think. This is what we see too.
There we go.
I
was trying to find that. I was going to put it on one of my thumbnails. Your face, your
Jake?
hand covering
Flash.
face.
I'll just do me here. Am I coming through okay?
I don't know.
Well, look, as long as you can sound me, as long as you can sound me, as long as you can hear me, that's fine. All right.
Well, you're clipping too, by the way.
What the fuck is happening today? God dang. Hey, if you guys are getting ready to start a podcast, go to StreamYard.com. All right. Well, listen, we'll figure it out. And it'll be all right. It's okay. Well, if you guys can sound me, let me know. Chat's going, do not sound
me. I get
me.
a lot of DMs later today.
Yeah. Well, look, we got a lot going on. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit subscribe, of course, over here on YouTube, as you can join the 91,700 just normal men who love common sense in the video game and entertainment world. So our best to get to 1,000 likes. And I'll tell you what, we've had this goal of 25 memberships on the channel, which I think is a great goal. But I'll tell you what a bigger goal is. One supporter over at sidescrollerspodcast.com. That is what we're looking to do every day. So here's the thing. This Wednesday, we have an exclusive video that, look, we started doing, I started with a lot of interviews on the channel, and we've kind of shifted away from that. But I have some interviews that have been stored away. And one of them is with James Klug, who is a really, I talked to him at the start of the year, and that guy, his channel is blown up, and he's been great. And he goes out and asks like common sense questions, and people are like, "Brr." And it's really, really fun to watch. Anyways, I did an interview with James Klug. That'll be going up Wednesday exclusively for supporters over at sidescrollerspodcast.com. So if you guys are on the fence, do me a favor. Join over there. Today's the day. We're also live over at Rumble and on X. And we also have an Instagram account. Don't we, Blabs?
We do, so follow some memes and clips of the show. Otherwise, Craig wants me to slit all of your throats in Power World. Better?
This is true. Yeah, that's great. Good job. We also have a Kick account, and you can listen to the show over on Apple Podcast and on Spotify, which is great. As we continue to go over there. But once again, sidescrollerspodcast.com is the place to be, as we're going to be doing more and more over there, a little bit more every single day. Pretty much everything that is on the top of your screen right now, those are the places you need to go to support the show. So, hey, real quick, before we get into anything, our boy Yellow Flash had a pretty big announcement over the weekend. Flash, please tell us about this.
Yeah, I got a comic book coming out pretty soon, actually, and we are publishing through Ripascend, Eric July's new publisher. It's pretty much like Image Comics, if you know what that is. So it's publisher puts it out, but I own everything, and his rates and everything are great. It's awesome. It's an amazing outlet for independent creators.
So what's the premise here, friend?
So not a lot has been happening with Sentai or Power Rangers, and I wanted to do something with that concept, and I wanted to do it in World War II. I'm a big fan of like old war comics, and I wanted to do something with that. I wanted to do something that I like. So I put together with Dillard Draws a really good action comic book here. Great action in this book. It's a fun story. It's not like we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. It's just a fun action book. If you like manga, if you like well choreographed action, fun, like that's what you're going to get in this book. You're going to get something you're not getting from mainstream comics right now. There's nobody sitting in coffee shops. Nobody complaining about white people in this. This is just a badass hero kicking Nazi ass. I'm going to show you how to really kick Nazi ass.
There you go. Well, at any point, will the flag be put through someone's eye and or body part?
No, but people do get shot in the head in it.
Oh, that's exciting. Very, very exciting.
The action's really good in it.
I think we're going to be on the struggle bus today as far as me being on camera.
We got Nazi mechs in it. It's good.
Oh, wait, there's mechs who are Nazis?
Well, they're Nazis in the mechs.
All right.
I have a really good trailer. You want to watch it?
Intense.
It's only like a minute and a half.
Oh. Yes. Yes, I
Craig,
do.
you are
Pull it up. Let's go.
Oh, yes.
Your mom.
Listen,
I'm just
Craig,
gonna shut up now.
You need to go off camera, but here's the thing. I have an amazing photo for you to change for StreamYard. So please check your DMs for you to use this photo.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, I shared the trailer. This is the one that Dillard made this one, my artist.
This is a time-sensitive critical mission. You must pre-see the Nazi force and secure the artifact, then get to the extraction point before they arrive. Failure to do so will result in being hopelessly outnumbered.
Nazi commanders in Washington.
It's time we take the fight to bed.
The latest news we have of the Allied invasion of northwestern France is still in that bulletin from the Associated Press.
Totally decide
Who's that?
Along the whole North African coastline, the Allies can strike simultaneously.
Dude,
Oop.
let's go. I kind of want to join the army right now.
Well, that's the point. During the World War II, comics were kind of war propaganda. You would see it all over the place, and that's kind of what I wanted to do with this. I really love those old World War II comics, and that's what I was trying to replicate here with a lot of this, especially like in the name, because the name is kind of it's kind of cheesy propaganda-ish. That was the point, because I'm trying to do like a golden age war book. In a
Nice,
sense.
dude. Well, I am stoked. I'm stoked, man. Like I said, I want to get out and start joining, start busting Nazi face right now. It's good.
And the book is done. We have a little bit more coloring to do and lettering, but the art is all done. 60 pages drawn.
Excellent, man. Well,
So you
congratulations.
won't be waiting 4 years for the book. You're going to get it quickly after the campaign runs, which is coming soon.
Let's go. Nice. Good stuff, man. Congratulations. I think it's really, really cool to see. Love to hear that, man. Love to see you going after it and going to get it. So many people in our space, man, they're creative and they're like, hey, if I want to do something about this, and you know what? They're doing it, which I love. So, well, good stuff. Speaking of
I want to do something. I want to do something and give to culture. I do a lot of time talking about it, but I think it's important that we actually do something too. I really do.
And that's the idea, right?
Yeah.
I 100% agree. Speaking of doing something, Spring Mage came in as a brand new member. Let's go, Spring Mage. Really appreciate that. That is spectacular. Thank you very much for your monthly support. Also, Tomac came in with the 10. Says, how do you guys feel about Concord breaking the rules of the internet by having no Rule 34? We're definitely going to get to that a little bit later on. Thank you so much, Tomac. Appreciate that. Max says, hey, Flash, how to order the new comic book? How do you order it?
It'll be on Ripasend. We don't have that up yet. It'll be. It's hard to say. We're trying to iron out a date, but it's not going to be long. It'll be probably early September. So get ready.
All right. One time at Bandcamp says, hi, nice to see you back home, Craig. Well, I wish you could see me, but apparently things are broken. Demi says, yes, Yellow Flash cursed to always endure me finding out stuff Grums has tried to hide. Mark isn't married and might go to prison for unpaid child support soon, according to Orange County versus Mark Kern.
Yeah, this is actually very spicy. I saw this on Twitter this morning.
I haven't seen anything about it.
That's his personal business, man. If that's true, I don't know. Mark's cool to me. I like Mark. He's got marital stuff. That's his deal, man.
I agree. And I've talked about this a lot. Like, we have people on our show that I've talked about this several times, but I don't know what's happening in everyone's personal lives. And here's the other part. I don't care. Like, I mean that with all sincerity. I don't care what's happening in people's lives unless they're doing like really, really shitty things, right? If they're doing really shitty things, okay. But at the end of the day, like, it's not my job to keep tabs and be their dad. That's the reality of it. So if he's got stuff going on in his personal life, okay, then he's got stuff going on in his personal life. SpartanBot came in and says, sound you. You may want to go back and remember what Kirsch told you about sounding Craig. Yeah, I know SpartanBot. I realized that it was, I misspoke there as soon as I said it. Speaking of Kirsha, we're going to do our best to get Kirsha back on. She's spectacular. There's been a lot of stuff that's been going on with Kirsha, that a lot of things she's been talking about as far as DEI being rebranded, which really has come forward over the last, really on Friday over the weekend with Activision and such. So I'm sure she'd love to talk about that. Absolutely ready. Says Golden Patriot made a large bisexual cry. Oh, okay. Thanks, Absolutely ready. And Dimmy came back, says, it is a court case from a law firm. I can link the firm list. Melda Kern, who is on Twitter as his wife and hasn't logged in since 2015. Okay, cool. Do it. I mean, like I said, I don't really care. Hey, look, you got all of us staring at your face. You know, I'll go back to this until Blabs gets back. Oh man. And Dimmy came back and says, by the way, hope you and Ripa continue to have success. My post was more talking about how it seems like it's always your stream when I find out. Thank you.
I gotcha.
Appreciate that. Totally get it. Over on Rumble, Rimdog came in at the massive 20. Says, my cartoon today features two normal men uniting for greatness. Hacker T Dog cameo. Handle Rimdog 1138. Looking forward to the comic flash. Let's go, Rimdog. Thank you very much. I'll need to check that out. Do me a favor. Tag me on that. It's great. All right. Cool. So we got a lot going on. Blaz will be back in a minute to do today in video game history. But you know what? I'm going to do it for her. I'm going to do today in video game history in just a second, because Blab says they're turning off her power, which is always a good thing. So here it is. Here's today in video game history. We got some bangers, it looks like, with Jurassic Park. Do you ever play Jurassic Park on the Genesis back in the day, Flash?
Yeah, I like the Super Nintendo one better. You know, because and that's an interesting thing with those old 16-bit games is you got two. There was actually a reason to buy two different versions of the game because they were actually different. You know. But the Super Nintendo one had that top down. Do you remember that? This one was like a side scroller.
I do.
Like a platformer. It was okay, but I like the Super Nintendo one better. That one was a classic. But the other two games on here.
Yeah. Between Super Circuit was a great Mario Kart game, and Sunshine. I'll tell you what, man. I've played Sunshine. I've always thought Sunshine was like this. I don't know. It's the outlier of the Mario franchise, right? It's kind of different. And I played it, and I always had a negative thoughts on it. And I played it during the Mario Funathon last year, and I enjoyed it to the point to where I didn't want to play it again, if that makes sense, right? Like I played it for like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever it was that I played it, right? And I was like, I'm good. I get it. I don't really want to keep going on it, you know? So are there any games like that oh, go ahead.
I was going to say that I played it and beat it for the first time with the 3D collection.
Mm-hmm.
And the game has some massive issues with that water pack. Like there's a couple of missions you got to do where, you know, the controls didn't come through very well because the GameCube triggers, I guess, were probably a little bit better. And I got stuck a couple of times trying to do like these precise things with that water pack, and it was a miracle that it got done.
Yeah. It's definitely like I think a lot of it, people who love the game, it's tied to their nostalgia. I think for me personally, because when you look at it, it's an okay game, but you either really got into it or you really didn't. So yeah,
it's definitely not in my top 5 Mario games. That's for sure. But
I agree.
There's a lot of things I liked about it, especially some of the music, like that Delfino Plaza track. That's such a great tune. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. It's good stuff. So anyways, and once again, not to be out overlooked is the Mario Kart game. Super Circuit was really good Mario Kart game back in the day. So.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Well, so Blabs is going to be back in just a minute, and when she does return, I'm going to go away for a minute and do a total reset of everything along the way. So, but Blabs had her power turned off in the middle of the show. So, anyways, so you're going to be staring at our faces here like this, and we appreciate you guys hanging with us for a little bit as we get there and figure out all the tech stuff we got going on today. But we'll be squared away because it's the internet and stuff. In the meantime, here's Blabs. There you go. All right. So let's get into it. Flash, it's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for Hard News. Hard News. Now, Flash, you sent this over, and you really wanted to talk about this. There's a video that's being passed around about a woman who is putting on makeup and your thought process on this, that women, that people, like, we should make makeup illegal.
That's what the poster said. I didn't say that.
All right, if you haven't seen this,
I think there's a lot of deception with makeup for sure, and this is a great example of that.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. There was a when it comes between makeup and filters online, there is very distinct illusions happening, and this lady here is a great example of the illusions of between makeup and filters online. Oop, wrong one. There we go. So here's this lady.
I don't think you can play the music.
Yeah, I don't think you can either. I'm gonna make sure that's muted. But
Yeah,
this lady looks like right. Well, how would you describe this lady? The look of this lady.
Could do well on the Trailer Park Boys show.
Right. Yeah, I feel like probably had a history of meth use at some point. She's been around, as some would say, right? She's been around.
Mazda would smash it, as somebody in the chat said.
Even Mazda has standards.
There you go. Impressively ugly right here. By the way, that's thank you, chat. So here we are, and let's go and see her transformation. And we can't play the audio here.
She doesn't have her teeth either. By the way,
oh, that's true.
He's a turtle.
No teeth here. All right. So you can see that kind of the first phase of the transformation here. Pretty big transformation here, right? Between I guess it's a base layer and probably putting on some eyes. Yeah, definitely. Here we go. And we continue. And all of a sudden she's going to start popping on the makeup and see what happens along the way. And Blabs, as somebody who's never put on makeup, is this a normal thing?
I'm a tomboy, so I have no idea.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not very girly. I would not know. I'm assuming I've watched the Instagram videos where they completely change themselves for Halloween, and they do put like bits and pieces here and there, and I guess they blend it.
Uh-huh.
I guess.
Okay. All right.
I fail as a woman. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay, Lass. We'll work through it. But here we go. We continue. She is putting on more makeup, multiple layers. 1, 2, 3, 3 different colors of her complexion here. And now we have the final result.
It's
There's
impressive.
filters there too, though, I think.
Oh my God, is there filters?
It's got to be a filter.
Absolutely. And you see the difference between this and this. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at that.
She
That
de-ages herself.
That's wrong. I'm not going to lie. Like that
Many
is
such
It's a
cases of
trap.
people fooled by this. I bet you in online dating, because you'll see that in the
Yeah.
profile picture, and then this is what shows up when you get to this place.
All I can think of is the Admiral in Star Wars going, "It's a trap."
right.
That's
Right.
it.
I can't even fathom like having that situation. There's a couple
He really is doing his best, huh?
commercials online at the girl's profile, looking at the guy's the profile, and then he looks up. Do I need to reset? I am. I'm going to reset.
You gotta go, bro.
Yeah, I would try and reset that router.
Just shut off your PC and everything too, and reset your router. Do it all.
That's happened to me before.
I'll be back.
Sucks.
I'll be back. I'll do gaming history.
shutting
it's
it all
fine.
down.
It's fine. I got this. Go away. Go away now.
We
Okay.
just did gaming history.
What?
We
You
did
did
it
it
while you were
without me?
gone. Yeah, we're already on hard news.
No, you're not.
Did the yeehaw and everything.
What?
Yeah.
Don't pull my leg. Chat, did you actually do this? I was really...
Yes.
No, but I had this and I knew you'd really be happy for it. Stupid motherfucking National Grid. It ruined everything.
No, it
You
was
could
good.
go
We had a
swap
good
out
we had
the
a good
meter.
conversation about Mario Sunshine.
No. Whatever. Fuck this. I missed it. Whatever, man. Whatever. It's fine. Whatever. I don't know. Fuck it. Fuck the whole show. Actually, I'm genuinely upset about this. Wait, did you do the Batman popcorn bucket too?
No, you haven't done that yet. Pull that up.
Okay, we'll do that then. Jesus Christ, I'm just so disappointed in everything now. This guy's like, hey, we're gonna shut off your power for about 2 minutes. I gotta swap something out. I'm like, I'm working. He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh fuck.
At least it
Fine.
came back. I was doing a flashcast once, and power cut out all night. I had to do the phone. I had to do the show on my phone in my garage, like in one corner where I actually get service.
No, I rarely lose power out here, which is ironic because I live in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, no, he just had to swap something out with the power panel. That's why everything shut down. Anyway, popcorn bucket, guys. This is amazing. So I'm not gonna play the whole thing because the music. But check this out. I gotta wonder like how heavy this is. Look at that. Like that is actually like probably the nicest one I've seen so far.
Yes, this is one of the many that I've wanted. Like this one, and I want that. I like that Ghostbusters trap one. So are they going to put that movie back in theaters?
Well, this is apparently that's what they're doing. So it's from DC Films News, the Popcorn Bucket of the Year. The Batman 85th Anniversary Popcorn Bucket will be available at AMC on August 28th.
Yeah,
It looks really cool, and like it's a projector too.
I
That's
like
awesome.
that. That's cool.
Chat, would you get this, or would you get the butthole Doom popcorn bucket? Just saying.
A lot of these popcorn buckets are becoming like valuable collectibles.
And you know what? It was all because of Disney. Disney did it. So like with the whole, I think it was the Figment Dragon, and it went absolutely wild with the scrapers and the scalpers and everybody. The scalpels, and they like went and doubled it. And now like even Universal Studios is doing it too, but like in Harry Potter's not really popcorn in the Wizarding World. So they do it with like jelly, like butterbeer candies and stuff like that now. But yeah, it's becoming a huge thing everywhere.
There's no popcorn in the Wizarding World?
Well, like they don't really sell like popcorn buckets. What they will do is they sell like Harry Potter sweets in the popcorn bucket.
I mean, I thought like in the Harry Potter world.
Oh,
There's
I don't know.
popcorn?
I've never really seen like popcorn in the Wizarding World. They have other things, right? Everything's just magical, so I'm sure there's something. They probably have popcorn. Let's be real.
They can't make
Yeah.
magic popcorn?
They probably do. I've just, I don't know. It's not something I thought about, but like, do they have popcorn there? Anyway, that's it. The end. I'm so upset and like just completely taken out that I didn't do gaming segment today. Like, I don't know. I have a schedule, guys. I always do gaming segment. You guys just went ahead without me. I feel
You did a good job on this one.
See, I don't even get to hear the good job, Blaps, when it actually first showed up. But you know what? Whatever. Anyway, did you watch any bit of Gamescom, by the way?
No, I didn't watch any of it.
So, I watched a little bit of it here and there because the Gronkin guys were watching it. And good God, it was boring as hell. It went on for like 3 days. And this is what they considered a booth babe now. Look at her.
Ooh.
It's sad, man. It
Is that what
really
she was doing there? She was a booth babe?
Well, I mean, like, they had a lot of female presenters, and let's just be real, that's their equivalent to a booth babe now.
Is that a wig or is that her? Is she called
It's her real hair. No, it's her real hair.
It looks awful. Looks like
It
something
does
she got
look
from
awful.
Party City.
It does. Or, like, she's got, maybe it is a wig. Maybe she's actually sick, and then maybe we shouldn't make fun of her, but at the same time, it's like, ugh, you could.
Her
think
boobs
anything
look
better than
awful in that dress, too. Like, what is she doing?
She's slouching. She has poor posture, terrible tattoo placement. Yeah, it's all wrong. It's all bad. But I did want to talk about a couple of things. So
Modern woman
apparently,
right there.
It is yeah. Yeah. Not even Mazda would do that. But I do want to talk about a couple of things. I don't know. Have you heard that they're coming out with some new consoles from Xbox?
Oh, the digital one? Yeah, I don't get that.
3 new consoles.
3
and
new ones.
possibilities. Yeah. So here they are, guys. Actually, not gonna lie, this Galaxy one, cool.
2 terabytes.
Yeah. There it is. So you have the all-digital Xbox Series X, 1 terabyte SSD, robot white. You have the Xbox Series S, also 1 terabyte robot white. And then this is the one that I actually think is nice, the Galaxy Black, which is Xbox Series X, 2 terabyte SSD. But
Yeah, but
Who's
as
actually
soon as
buying these?
nobody's buying Xbox, the sales for Xbox are in the toilet. Like, it's really bad. And I'm not even like trying to be, you know, I'm not even trying to be crazy with that. It's like 4-1 or something, like in PlayStation versus Xbox sales. There's a huge difference.
Really?
I want to say like 6-1, but I can't back it up. So I'll say at least 4-1. I've read something like last fall about it. Like, they're not doing very good. They're not doing
I
very
didn't
good.
know that. I thought, like,
PlayStation's
even PlayStation was doing shit.
PlayStation's blowing Xbox out of the water this generation. A huge difference.
We need Arch to come and be like, Master PC Race, basically. But they also had some announcements of games, and we also kind of knew these already, like Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which I'm sorry. That's the dumbest title ever.
Somebody said 3-1. So yeah, I was kind of close with 4-1. I thought it was a little bit bigger, but I mean, honestly, consoles just aren't what they were. You could get a nice PC for $500.
You can, yeah, it's
They're
true.
not,
Like,
they're
why,
not that
why,
expensive.
yeah,
Not anymore.
Exactly why.
Not like it used to be. And with YouTube, I mean, you could search up how to build them. Like, even I could build one by just searching how to do it on YouTube. Like, anybody can do it. It's not like it used to be.
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot easier now to actually build one because, like you say, everyone's on YouTube. There's tons of tutorials. Like, there's books for dummies about it out there. Yeah. But as we were saying, announced first-party Xbox games. We have World of Warcraft, Age of Mythology, Towerborn.
The War Within, what is that? Is that just an expansion?
I'm assuming.
Uh,
I don't follow anything World of Warcraft, so. But yeah, none of these actually seem enticing, I'll be honest, especially because they're not exactly announcements, are they? Like, we knew all these already.
most of those are all going to other consoles.
Exactly,
and
so they're not even
all of them are going to
exclusive.
PC. Every single one of those will be on PC. So, I mean, if you've got a PC, you really don't need an Xbox. Even Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which is, well, it's kind of, I would say it looks okay. That's going to PlayStation in the spring. So it's going to come to Xbox, and then it's going to go to PlayStation.
Yeah, there's no point. And like all these exclusivities, there's really no point anymore. Their exclusivity doesn't exist.
Mark my words, I bet you Fable ends up on PlayStation as well eventually after it comes out on Xbox. I bet you Starfield goes to PlayStation eventually. Halo, I bet you eventually goes to PlayStation. They're going to go multi-platform.
Probably. Anyway, Craig, we were just doing a recap on Gamescom that was absolutely boring, and the only cool things was like the new consoles, but they did have the accessibility controllers, and that was kind of cool. That's cool for like people who need it. You know, you got those options out there. But I find it ironic because they're also like shutting down all those other accessibility controllers with Microsoft, right? Wasn't that a thing a couple months ago where like, oh, these won't work anymore? It's like, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, by the way, am I good?
For now, yeah.
Let's go. All it took was a hard reset, resetting the internet router and the entire PC reset. Let's go. Okay. So, yeah, you know, I think that what Flash was saying about a lot of these going multi-console, I think that's very much in the cards. You saw that was the big announcement of night one, Flash, was Indiana Jones and the Great Circle exclusively on Xbox for 3 months. Whatever.
It's pathetic. It's terrible marketing too.
Yeah.
Terrible.
So yeah, there we go. That is a thing. And I got to be honest, Gamescom just kind of came and went. I feel like I feel like we don't need an event in Germany in particular for the video game industry. Is that just me? I know it's been around. They've been doing it for a long time, and it's still a gaming event. Maybe I'll go to it in the next year or two because that's one of the only events I haven't been to. I've been to Tokyo Game Show and obviously E3, which is now dead. But I think maybe going to Gamescom just to do the Germany thing would be a good excuse to go, I guess.
No, you might get stabbed if you go to Germany.
Okay, noted. Well, if I might walk outside and die. So I probably shouldn't do that either. But
these showcases aren't relevant anymore because they're all streamed online simultaneously. It's like D23. It's like, well, I can just watch this all live for free from the comfort. Nally was saying, from the comfort of her hotel room with pizza. She didn't have to pay like $1,000 for it. Kind of like the same thing at this point. It's like, unless there was some type of like perk to actually get your ass there in the seat, like you could win something, or you actually do win something. Otherwise, like what's the point? And they're boring. Listen, we're having a real conversation here. Craig, would or would not?
How many drinks?
And
how many drinks am I in?
0.
Well, and by the way, and all these hypotheticals, I'm single, right? Just to be,
Yes.
just be totally clear. 0, then no.
All right, what about 10 drinks in?
I wouldn't be alive. So
He's like, I'd be under the table, Dad.
she would be on me, not the other way around, for sure.
Someone
Real quick,
says she has Lego hair.
that's awesome. Thanks, Snotless. Appreciate that. Hey, Revolt says, you say it's okay to be a free member on Locals, which it is, but then you put everything exclusive behind a paywall. Well, I put the exclusive stuff behind the paywall. Yes, absolutely. Because here's the thing, and let me tell you why. This is actually a great example why. Because ultimately, we cannot rely on YouTube. Take, for instance, our buddy Jay, Drunk 3PO, whose channel was demonetized today, which is ridiculous. The idea that Jay's way nicer than us. Way nicer.
It's true, yeah.
And he's been demonetized. For it says because he was sharing videos, because reusable what was it, Blabs?
Reusable content.
Okay, so looking
how's he
at
reusing content? I don't.
So yeah, then flag something for copyright. Flag it for copyright.
I'm pretty sure that's what it says. If you scroll down, I'm pretty sure he says it specifically.
Hold up, wait a minute. Yeah, so he's obviously talking to him behind the scenes, and this is crazy. But at the same time, that's why we cannot rely on YouTube.
That has to be a glitch. That reusable content thing, because it doesn't make sense. That's like clip channels,
right?
Right. They get hit with that all the time because they just, and I don't have anything against clip channels. It's just saying, like, they just take stuff from live streams and repost them. That's what they mean. Or if you just posted other people's videos, or maybe if you read an article and didn't give any commentary on it, you just read it. It's kind of the same thing.
I feel like reused content is like the most issues from YouTube as of lately. Like, I remember the Full Aussie channel getting hit with it for reused content when none of it was reused content. It was all ours. Like, it just seems to be a glitch. And then when you like appeal it like multiple times, then YouTube's like, oh, my mistake. So I think honestly it's just a YouTube glitch.
Oh, sure, reacting like SS Sniper Wolf. Somebody accurately pointed it to the chat. She just sits there and watches shit and doesn't even comment on it. Like, raising your eyebrow to a clip is not fucking it's not transformative content. But YouTube loves her ass. Recommends her all over the place. Yep. Bullshit, man.
Yep, she is one of the stars of the platform for sure. So, anyways, that's why. Like, I would love for all that, right? I'd love it, but ultimately, we can't rely just on YouTube, and so that sucks. But that's unfortunately the reality of it. So, but we'll post clips of it. But if you want to see the entire thing, then you can see it over there. So, yeah. All right, let's keep on moving on. Hey, did you see? Well, chances are you didn't. But did you see the Crow Flash?
Only the reviews and people talking about how bad it is.
So I saw it on Friday or on Thursday. I was up in the Northeast, and I went on Pop Culture Crisis, and one of the things they're like, well, we're going to go see The Crow. And I was like, okay, cool. Now, I'll tell you this right now. The Crow movie itself was not a good movie. And some people are like, it's really fun. Like, they're speaking of like a 5-minute sequence where they're in an opera house and there's all sorts of blood. It's kind of like there's the scene in John Wick where he's going through, I think it's the Red Circle. Do you remember that scene? In the very first one where he's going through and he's just like destroying everybody in his way.
Yeah.
There's a scene like that.
I feel like that's every John Wick movie, though.
Right. There's a scene like that in The Crow where he's invincible, right? He's regenerative. He's not going to die, and he knows it. He's getting pelted with bullets. He's getting stabbed with swords, and he's just killing everybody, right? And it's like a really fun 5 minutes, but that doesn't do a whole lot for making the movie as a whole better, because at its core, the two characters who are the lead characters are like the most unlikable characters on earth.
Yeah, they're junkies, right?
Yeah, they're junkies, and it's like pointed out, they're more or less like on a 2-week binge, like a two-week binge of coke and drugs and all sorts of stuff. And they're like, "I love you so much, I love you so much," and then they get killed. And anyways, he goes back. Anyways, people are not going to see this movie, as pointed out by Discussing Films over here. It opened with 4.6 million domestically, which yeesh, is not very good. You see this happen all the time where people go to the well and go to the well in nostalgia. And I feel like that's starting to wear off a little bit. And The Crow is a great example of that, with, getting 1/10 of its budget on opening weekend. And, I was a part of that. So did anybody else in the chat see The Crow? Did you see the original Crow?
I love the original Crow.
Yeah.
I bought the 4K Blu-ray that came out this year. It's great. That movie started a whole fashion line, Hot Topic shit. That's all from Crow.
Right.
All from The Crow.
That was the other thing about the movie was I left there and I was like, who is that for? Because it wasn't for the people who watched it 30 years ago. And it wasn't for like today's edgelord kids, because like, number one, this is not a style anymore. Dressing like the Heath Ledger's Joker isn't a style anymore. That was a decade ago.
I'd say he's more like Jared Leto's Joker.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yes. But either way, it's like, he's all tattooed up and stuff. And like I said, just the most unlikable characters in the world. And there you go. I mean, so you see the results of this, just absolute failure in every way, shape, and form. And I wonder if they'll learn from this. Probably not. So
somebody in the chat said Alyssa Mercante's suing letter is out. Is that true?
Suing? Oh, is it?
Let's see.
Hold on. Do we have some breaking news?
Let's see if it's true.
Do a quick glance at that, and while we're doing that, we'll pull up the next item on the list.
Well, I can't really check because I've been blocked.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me do a quick glance.
It is out.
I tried Googling, but like I can't see anything.
Good old Kiwi Farms. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Got it as well. Here we go. All right, let's check it out in real time. Ladies and gentlemen, this, my friends, is why we have this graphic. It's breaking news. Released right now in real time. It is Alyssa Mercante's lawyer letter. And we're going to check this out as it goes along. We're going to see this in its entirety. It looks like it is 2 pages long. There are some phone numbers on this for a lot.
She's suing Kiwi Farms. Like that hasn't been done several times and it never worked.
All right, let's check it out here. This is the letter in real time. By the way, Smash JT will be joining us in a little bit. I'm sure he's going to get some good content out of this. All right, this is your client's threat to tortuously invade Alyssa Mercante's privacy. Matthew. So this is Matthew Harden. We are writing you concerning your client Joshua Moon and his website Kiwi Farms. There is currently a thread on Kiwi Farms in a non-public Prospering Grounds section of the forums, hosting a full docs of our client Alyssa Mercante. As you may otherwise not be aware, Alyssa has hired us to pursue remedies both in and out of court. Wow, she's looking for a settlement against people who are serially stalking and harassing her online. Joshua Moon and Kiwi Farms are not among those people we are pursuing, but we came across this thread in our research. But for the fact that it hosts a docs, the threat would be otherwise insidious, annoying, and upsetting in tone, but well within the bounds of the law. However, by hosting the docs, Kiwi Farms provides an avenue for bad actors to get within the shield of Alyssa's privacy and turn being mean online into genuine threats of her protection in person. That we cannot permit. The threat in question violates laws in various states and jurisdictions and constitutions and constitutes a violation of Florida statute, blah, 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 blah. Court have recognized this kind of malicious doxing as giving rise to liability as well. Well, that's interesting. We recommend Gersh versus Anglin for an explanation of how things we think of as protected speech might give rise to civil liability. Further, the threat in question in Kiwi Farms hardware continues to host Miss Mercante's videos, By the way, did they just misgender her? I don't know. Is that a thing?
I think she's a she/her, isn't she?
Oh, okay. I don't know. I'd hope so. Which
Allegedly.
which is an infringement upon her intellectual property rights. Hold on. Further, the thread in question in Kiwi Farms hardware continues to host Miss Mercante's videos, which is an infringement upon her intellectual property rights. Welcome to the internet in 2024. Right? Okay. Kiwi Farms has no DMCA safe harbor. Furthermore, Section 230 of the Communication Decency Act offers no respite to Joshua, promoting any thread out of Kiwi proper. And let's continue on with the next thing. Requires affirmative staff action, which obviates the state cites Section 230 protections. See FTC versus AccuSearch. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Holding that where a website solicits and collects confidential information specifically for the purpose of publishing that information, i.e. a docs, then that website is not entitled to Section 230 immunity. To repeat, Mr. Moon is not currently in our crosshairs. And if this thread removes the docs and never leaves the non-public portion of Kiwi Farms forums, then there will be no reason for us to give Mr. Moon the time of day. Our concern is not with policing the internet activity of a single person or even a whole forum, but in protecting the security and rights of our clients. The less Kiwi Farms puts our clients in danger or permitting others to utilizing information provided by Kiwi Farms to continued campaigns of harassment, stalking, and intentional infliction of emotion and intentional infliction of emotional distress, the less we will have to get involved in Joshua Moon's business. Does this sound like a lawyer wrote this? It sounds like hey, just so you know, the less we're going to have to be involved in his business. Just so you know.
I can tell you right now
Threatening.
well, I can't remember what happened. There was something with some shooter, I think that was from New Zealand, something that happened in New Zealand, and he hosted the video of the shooting when nobody else would. And I think it was New Zealand was like, take it down. And he said, fuck you. So I don't think a guy who told a country to fuck off is going to buckle to this bullshit letter.
I agree.
This is going to go nowhere. Yeah,
this is the jostling for position here. You got their elbows out, trying to get.
It's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah. So I don't know the legalities of things, but can't Kiwi Farms just turn around and show all the receipts of her actually harassing and doxing people? Right?
They probably already do. She probably
you can leave me alone now. Like you've done all this yourself, like countersue almost.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, then that's the thing.
It was New Zealand. The guy who shut up the mosque in New Zealand.
Well, I'll tell you, and you're right, Blabs. The idea that this is opening up a can of worms that I don't know if Mercante or her legal team, surely they've thought this through. The idea that you're opening yourself to be countersued and everything associated with it. But let's continue here. Again, our sole concern here is Alyssa's well-being, but this threatens that well-being if it is released in its current form. As modified, and if it stays private, then we do not believe that it represents a serious threat and may safely be ignored. It would be in your client's interest to keep it that way. We look forward to hearing back with you within 30 days with news that Joshua has complied with this demand without amendment or complaint. If he does so, this will conclude the matter, and this firm will go back to its usual policy of trying to think about Joshua Moon and Kiwi Farms as little as humanly possible. If he fails to heed this friendly warning, we will be forced to change our policy. It is rare for someone to have such control over their own fate. My God. Please advise Mr. Moon to make the most of it. If you have further questions or wish to speak to us directly, please contact me. There we go. Or phone number or my paralegal. All right. Sounds good. Lane A.H. Good. So this is interesting, to say the least.
People are asking if it's fake. That's from the Kiwi Farms Twitter account.
Yes. Man, there's a lot here. Do you think that anything's going to come from this, first and foremost?
No. He definitely will not. In fact, if anything, this would probably cause him to promote it at the front of the website and monetize it. he told a country to fuck off. I'm sure some nasty lawyer is going to scare him.
Wow.
He's constantly got people after him.
Wait,
I'm
why don't we
really-
just look up the attorney or whoever it is who wrote that up and see if like they're an actual
So
She
it's
has
funny.
law
representation
firm? What
from
if it's
that.
fake?
So it's funny you mentioned that because I actually did look them up because these are two lawyers. Let me see if I can get them real quick. These are the people that are representing her because these are the people that retweeted her, quote retweeted her. And let me pull this up really fast. So the two people who retweeted her are this right here. Here's one. This is Lane A. Stellmaker. And they said, proud to take up this cause, ma'am. Right. Me and my lawyers are really familiar with this case. Right. And here he is right here. Husband, lawyer, outdoorsman, warrior, poet, philosopher, king, legend. There we go. And this is the guy right here. But if
Bit
you go down,
narcissistic,
Nice.
isn't he?
Nice pentagram necklace.
right.
Communist.
If you scroll down he is very, very progressive. He has a lot of like anti-Trump stuff on his X account. It's very obvious. The other one was Catherine Tucson as well. Now she apparently was against Vic Mignogna, I believe. She was the guy, one of the lawyers against Vic Mignogna or something along those lines. But she, the first thing,
not people.
The first thing you see on hers is this about Vic Mignogna. It's a pinned tweet right here. But she also has some, various things that are, I would say, fairly progressive along the way. So, anyways, that just kind of tells you who you're dealing with here when it comes to all this. I agree with the chat. I think this case is going absolutely nowhere, and this is just a waste of everybody's time, energy, and resources. Specifically, Mercante's. I think that nothing will come of this, and I think that she's ultimately going to be out of pocket until she says, "Hey, I need money," like she already said she was going to do. So, yeah, there you go. I mean, I don't know if we have anything else to add in this situation. Blabs, you got anything?
That's it.
Okay.
It's your money, waste it.
Yeah, waste away. All right. Well, there you go. Interesting, but also at the same time, not interesting at all. As
talking about crowdfunding too. I mean, like if she sues, especially I mean, who's she going to go after, right? Obviously, Smash JT, Hypnotic would be, I would say, the top two that she will go after.
I guess.
That would just blow up from this. She's going to make them 100K YouTubers, and she's threatening crowdfunding. Who the fuck is she talking to? They'll crowdfund and probably smash her legal fund.
Scoop says Josh was able to raise 150K in 24 hours as a legal war chest earlier this year. This is nothing. Well, they're going to do their best to empty that war chest as best as possible. So, Market Reality says read those rants about the law letter.
I hope she sues me too, so I can get 500K.
Yeah, I know she's really driving publicity
because I'll milk the shit out of it. I will talk about the case every day.
I think that's one of the things when it comes to like Smash and Hypnotic, they will be spectacular. They'll do spectacular from this. Let's see. Market Reality says, I noticed a lot of Florida statutes in that letter. You see if you can get Legal Mindset to look into it. And Blabs is right. You can countersue. You can countersue a ham sandwich. Thank you. Appreciate that. And Ree also says, Rekieta got his kids back, proves multiple amendment violations of his rights by police, and the officer admits that he coerced third-party testimony. Will you three apologize for insinuating wrongdoing? I mean, I don't know. I don't know enough about the case. And here's the thing. You can say things and people will take whatever you say and be like, this is what you meant to say. It's like, no, it's not what I meant to say at all. So I have not followed that story at all when it comes to him, but it does seem like, just look, based off the information that you had at the current time, you talk about it, and I'm not going to apologize for talking about things. So it is what it is. All right, let's go and continue on. I'll tell you what, this, Blabs, you put this in there. This is the official Call of Duty Multiplayer 6 reveal trailer was released.
Mm-hmm.
And we can't play the trailer, but I'm going to tell you this right now. The music in this trailer is a fucking banger. This is a banger of a trailer. And it pretty much, it's set to Prodigy, Breathe, which is just a awesome song from the 90s. And the way that this is I think this trailer is phenomenal personally. But it doesn't get me really excited to play the game. It actually makes me really, what they're selling here is, they talk about like the classic prestige, right? It's like we put all the things in that you want, which is exactly what you want, except for this Omni movement.
I'm so happy that you could put pride flags on everything.
I know, it's great.
Selling point in the game.
Good for
Fuck
everybody.
That game. Fuck Activision too.
Let's go and move on then. Let's go to some real quick hit stuff, which is much bigger than a quick hit stuff. But we saw this news over the weekend, which is just absolutely crazy. There is a website called Telegram. Are you guys familiar with this website?
Not really. I just know a lot of, you remember when there's and there's still bot problems on YouTube, but there'd be those bots that would use your name and say, come over here for your free PS5 and shit like that.
Right.
That's all I really know about it. And that every time I can watch those channels that bust predators, a lot of them seem to use Telegram as well for their little trading of porn and shit, I guess. That's all I know about it.
Right. Well, the guy, the CEO of Telegram, was arrested over the weekend, and he was arrested up in France. And it was one of those things where, here it is right here. He was arrested in France, and there's a lot going on about this, but a lot of people are talking about how this has to do with free speech. And this came out from the CEO of Rumble, Chris Pavlovsky. Says, I'm a little late to this, but for good reason. I've just safely departed from Europe. France has threatened Rumble and now has crossed a red line by arresting Telegram CEO Pavel Durov, reportedly for not censoring speech. Rumble will not stand for this behavior and will use every legal means available to fight for freedom of expression, a universal human right. We are currently fighting in the courts of France, and we hope for Pavel Durov's immediate release. Now, this guy right here, Matthew Contrell, says, in the case of Telegram, it's curious how Europe has decided not to go after the creators of CP and other criminals behind it, only Pavel Durov. It's as if they don't care about CP. They only care about crushing those who defy them. Think about it. Even stopping CP is not important enough for them.
It's a fair point.
Right. And speaking of, like, why have they not gone after Mark Zuckerberg, right? Who their entire platform is flush with nonsense like this, all that stuff.
True.
And
a lot of Facebook groups.
Yeah, a lot of
shit.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting on every level of it. But so yeah, it's just something to keep an eye on. And I think that, Rumble specifically, they're going out of the way, and they do have targets on them 100%. And we saw this as well. This is from a retweet from Chris Pavlovsky. He says they took out TikTok, Telegram, X, and Rumble, right? And he says this is where we're at. They are definitely going off of the idea. We've seen everything in the last few weeks about people in the UK being arrested for saying things that goes against the message, or harassment online, or retweeting something on X. Like, this is scary stuff. We are at a very important point in history. And I realize that the First Amendment does not go past our borders, but the idea that you can be arrested for wrongthink, whatever quote unquote wrongthink is, in any country is terrifying. And who defines what is wrongthink? The man, the government. And that's what we're fighting for, literally across the world right now. And you see CEOs being arrested because of things that happen on their platform. And that's pretty messed up, man. Pretty messed up. So Chris says, why is Rumble's HQ in Canada? I believe it's actually in Florida. So
yeah, I'm actually looking at that. I just saw that. I don't think it's in Canada.
Yeah.
They might have offices in Canada.
Yeah, perhaps.
Yeah. They were a Canada-based company for sure. So
according to Wikipedia, it says headquartered in Toronto, Ontario, with its U.S. headquarters in Longboat Key, Florida.
Okay.
Yeah. And they do
I'm
have.
surprised Canada hasn't shut them down then.
Yeah.
But maybe
Canada's not. I say Canada's not that far from England in the way they do business. And England is. England, man, the shit going on over there right now is fucking insane.
Yes.
But perhaps the Wikipedia page isn't actually up to date. Maybe they are no longer in Canada. I don't know.
Well, I mean, companies do have offices in multiple countries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
So thanks, Demi. Appreciate your support down there. All right, let's go continue on. Let's get into some gaming stuff here. This should be fun. Just a reminder, coming up in about 25 minutes or so, Smash JT will be joining us to talk about this mess with Dustborn. But first, I want to get into Concord and all the craziness that's going on with this. Man, oh man. All right. Concord is a game that we've talked about for months now. Ever since its first initial release trailer, we had the ambiguous characters, the overweight action heroes, the pronouns and the bios of all these characters. And pretty much as soon as the first trailer was launched, people were like, yo, this ain't good, dog. And it is released. And I'll tell you this, it has not gone well to the tune of just across the board. When you look at these games and the success, specifically with Concord, we've seen the failure of Dustborn, now Concord, and Concord currently, a multiplayer game on Steam, has 210 players on it. The Monday after the weekend of its launch.
It's saving lives.
It's saving lives. How so, Blabs?
I'm being sarcastic. I'm comparing it to the MCU of that movie that flopped out, Eternals. It's saving lives.
The diversity was going to save people's lives. That something an actor actually said.
Well, I'll tell you this: it is saving people money, which is good. They don't have to go out and
saving lives. They can go out and eat food. Thanks, Concord.
That's right. Good for them. Well, the response to this has been it's been rejected to half court by pretty much everybody in video games across the board. And it doesn't, a lot of this stems from the response. I think these games in particular, between Concord, Dustborn, and Black Myth Wukong, this is such a great example of the clear divide behind the consumers and the developers of these games. When you look at the success that you see with Black Myth Wukong versus Concord and Dustborn, it's nuts. But it doesn't help that you have people within IGN who is this is a community lead over at IGN who say, well, we'll just read this X thread from them. It says, man, Concord really is scratching that multiplayer itch I've had for a while. Everything is designed immaculately, and each character choice feels deliberate for characters' kits to map layouts. If you're looking for a new shooter that values you squatting up or running solos, this is it. And this guy says it's not too late to delete this. Not too late to become a decent human being. So, going to bat for the game itself. By the way, it is really important to point out that Jadirina is this person's name.
Jedediah.
Jedediah.
She, her, they.
Jedediah.
Right.
I love it.
That's right.
I don't get that. I've never understood how you're she, her, and they.
That's right. That's right.
Which one are you? I mean, and the they thing never makes any sense. But
yeah,
I love that she has all.
You know what I've seen?
What's up, Labs?
Go on, Flash.
I
Oh,
just
no, I
said
was gonna
also
say,
that,
I've
that she's
seen-
got
I've
the
literally seen
BLM
a-
and the trans lives thing in there, and
We're all on a delay, I think. Anyway, yeah, I've seen that the pronouns are she, he, they, and I'm like, how does that happen? How can you
Well,
be all of them?
I'm all of them.
And you're never wrong.
I'm all the Jedi.
You can never be wrong.
I'm
That's
all the
beauty.
trans.
Well, it continues here because this game has flopped dramatically to the point to
beautiful.
where
I don't, Craig. I don't think I've ever seen something flop like this.
no, this is
Really don't.
I mean, like this
The
is
Suicide Squad at least had a couple thousand people playing it.
Yes,
It at
you're
least
correct.
had. Did it peak at 13,000? Still bad, but I mean, at least it had. At least it had thousands. Of
Well, what's
people
amazing
playing
about
it.
this? What's amazing about this is the response from journalists, and they just don't understand it. Once again, keep in mind the divide. The divide, you have these journalists in a bubble and consumers, right? So we've talked about Paul Tassi on our show before. He's from we have a couple journalists from Forbes and Verge who just they don't understand the failure associated with this. This is from Paul Tassi. He says, okay, I just got out of a movie and like, there's no way this is right? I'm not trying to be mean. It genuinely doesn't make sense to be this low. I've never seen anything like this. He's talking about the number of players in the game with the all-time peak being less than 700. And he says, almost really wondering what the peak is today. It could be less than the open beta at 2,300. And this continues. And this guy from The Verge is like, is this accurate? Like, there's no way this is right. Is the Steam DB data for Concord broken? Surely there's more than 500 people playing it on Steam right now. And the answer is no. And Paul continued, says, I knew this wouldn't go well, but this is legitimately weird. Suicide Squad launched with 20 times as many players. I'm wondering if there's something going on. Yeah, the timing is weird too. Like it peaked early afternoon and didn't even add a couple hundred players after work and school in America. I don't get it. Well, that's just it, Paul. You don't get it. Listen to the consumer. I don't know if there's a better way to describe how out of touch you are with the consumer itself. This is the audience, and they clearly don't want anything to do with the game.
It's not just the journalists. It's also the people in the Western gaming industry. None of them get it either. And they're going to continue to lose money left and right. Like we've got the Asian developers now starting to come back because, I mean, for what would you say the past 10 or so years? I mean, it's kind of been Western developers on the top and now it's flipping back because it used to be the Eastern developers before. And now it's going back because they're giving people what they want, especially South Korea. They've really been putting some bangers out. Now you've got China coming in. There's a demand. The gaming demand is still there, and people are going to get
100%.
what they want. They'll go elsewhere.
Yes. Now it goes a step further as even the developers are chiming in on this. This was captured the other day, and the developers, they don't want to hear any of your criticism, you bigots. All right. They don't want to hear it from you because they made a great game that if you don't like it, you're part of the problem, right?
You're a freak.
You freak.
Countless freak.
That's right. This is a developer says it's Concord's release day. So insanely proud of our team and what they and we have accomplished. A labor of love like nothing else. Been playing it so much since early access started a few days ago. And I'm so excited to be available to everyone. I'm so honored to have this be my first AAA game. It was a huge learning experience, lots of struggles, but I'm glad to have gone through them. Time to go play. Responses says, I'm sorry this has to be, this is from just a random person on Twitter. Says, I'm sorry this has to be your first. I do not believe it is you or any of the other devs' faults that this game has performed so badly. I can tell that a lot of effort was put into completing this game. It just comes at the wrong time and genre. They respond with says, I don't really care. It was a huge labor from a lot of insanely talented people making an awesome game. Why would I care about a bunch of talentless freaks hating on it? I'm sure having fun playing it, but I wouldn't trade it for nothing. Talentless freaks, they respond. I actually came to drop some positive criticism, but get fucked. Clearly based on the games, you're the one who has no talent. So there it is right there. So they're not taking it very well, to say the least. So that's kind of where it's at. I understand being upset about your game not performing well, right? But you don't need to lash out publicly at the people who are trying to come in and give you honest criticism along the way. And that's what we're seeing right here.
They went out of their way to make sure there would be no Rule 34 with this game.
Ah, yes.
And that's hurting them because that's not happening with the Eastern games. At least some of the Japanese games, yes, but they're not all bending the knee down.
Well, you may be asking yourself about that Rule 34, because when you look at this, the character selection, I mean, not many people are asking about the character, the Rule 34, but since we're talking about it, the number of characters, when you look at Concord along the way, you got these guys here, this one most notoriously, you got an amalgamation of just she, thems, and they, theirs, and z.
I love that character is so fat. She's so fat she has to pull the jeans over her belly,
over her fupa.
Yeah.
Like Santa Claus.
That's right. But yes, even Concord has broken Rule 34, as you can't find it anymore. Now, Blabs, you're familiar with Rule 34?
Most unfortunately, yes.
Okay, so Blabs, give everybody a rundown of what Rule 34 is, Blabs, for those who
I'd
don't
rather
know.
not, to be honest.
Well, no, it's important.
I don't want to do it. Craig, you can do it.
Go ahead.
Do you want her to search it? I was just going to say it's basically that there's porn for everything. On the internet, you can find porn of everything. Somebody has made it.
Except for Concord.
Nobody wants to fuck those characters.
No, nobody does it all. Nobody does it all. So I went in and I was looking at the player counts for Concord and Dustborn and Blacksmith Wukong. And I really just wanted a visual representation of what that looked like. So I went in to Canva and I got a generic setup for just to describe the different player counts between the two, between the three games. And this is an accurate representation of the player counts between here. You have Blacksmith Wukong with nearly 2 million players, and Concord and Dustborn. By the way, Dustborn is actually lower than Concord right now, with 30 players live at the time of this. And I just said, I can't think of a better visualization for what the gaming audience is asking for than this chart based on the current player basis of Blacksmith Wukong, Concord, and Dustborn. It's literally staring the industry in its face. Why won't they listen? I mean, it's right there. It's right there, Flash, and I don't understand it. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You got anything to close out or a little bit of Concord there, Flash?
Yeah, it's really interesting when you look at how PlayStation changed the moment they moved their headquarters to California. Think about that.
Interesting dynamic. Yeah. Interesting.
It's like the company completely flipped.
Okay.
I think this flopping is kind of sad, because we're still losing in a way, because we were like, make your own IP of whatever you want to do, leave our own IPs alone, stop changing the lore. And then this flops, and then they're still going to point the fingers at the other fans saying, you didn't buy our game, you hate us. So we're still kind of losing in this perspective. That's how I see it.
Oh, no. No. Go ahead, Flash.
The thing with this game, and there's some fair critic points outside of just how the characters look. You have oversaturation of these kinds of games.
Gameplay is rough.
Most of these games are free to play. I mean, you're charging $40 in a market where everything is free. And I do think that those are valid points. And the characters and how they look also goes in there, because it's things that are visually pleasing attract people. None of those characters are visually pleasing.
Well, I understand that. I'm saying, like, from like their perspective, we're still like,
fuck their perspective. None of them should be working.
I'm saying. Like, we're still kind of like the losers here, because they're all like,
I disagree.
Our game, your IP, you're a hater, you're just big.
No, see, okay, I agree. I agree with Flash in that I disagree with you, and let me tell you why. Because you're looking at, yes, you're right. Hey, make your own IP, right? Mm-hmm. But what the audience has emphatically done is said, you should use this as a great example to say, look, this is what not to do. If you're going to make your own IP, don't cater to the modern audience, right? Cater to the broader audience, the audience that has always been there, not the audience that cares about pronouns, not the audience that wants a girl with jeans over her fupa. You know, like this is not catering to anybody. And it goes back to, yes, there are some valid criticisms of this game, right? And you know, while we're talking about Flash, I want you to say what you're going to say, because I want to pull up my boy Destin, who works for IGN, but he has his own YouTube channel. He had a really great point about this, which I want to pull up real quick. But Flash, I'll let you take it from there. What were you going to say?
I don't. At what point?
Well, just you were talking about how you disagree with Blabs.
Oh, so it's an original IP, yeah, but it's taking the things that they're doing with IPs people love and just making that its own thing. That's not what people want. I mean, you see
that's
that
not
modern.
What I ever said that people.
It's an
wanted
original
that.
IP.
Saying,
that's what you were saying, and
Well, yeah,
and that's
saying
what
it's
people are
original
saying to
IP.
make. But that's obviously not the kind of
100%. I agree. It's not
for.
going to succeed. But the thing is, I'm saying like they will always spin it, saying, "You guys are the racist and bigots. You didn't buy this new game. You were like." They're always going to complain. That's my.
But these are the same people that say that I got Velma renewed, but I also was able to cancel the Acolyte. I mean, which one is it? I mean, they're gonna yell at you no matter what. It's always going to be your fault in some
That's
way.
what I'm saying. Like we're always the losers. That's what I said. Craig got delayed.
No. I'm here. I'm listening. I want to pull this up to Destin's thoughts on Concord here. Let me actually pull this up real fast and show you kind of exactly what I'm talking about, because I think this is a really, really great point that Destin makes in his video. But before I do, I want to say Demi came in with the $50 super chats. His last super chat for a while. I got to get a few things for a new house set up. Nice. First, play first Descendant, Wukong, and Power World. Reject all these boring games, but most importantly, give me my booba. I demand my last super chat for a while. Give him a booba. Thank you, Demi. Appreciate that. That is incredibly generous.
Once I catch up on One Piece, Demi, I'm going to check out First Descendant.
Nice. All right, let's go ahead and continue here. So this is what Destin had to say about this, and I'm picking a random spot, which I think is about where he starts talking about it. But let's just take a couple minutes and listen to what he has to say, and we'll get to the broader aspect of this
game across the beta. And this one, it's nuts to me to see how well it's done. I played the beta of Concord, and then I stepped away for a bit, and I went back into it, and I'm like, wait, this game sucks. There's a fundamental problem with it. I've already done my rants about Concord, but I've been very clear that I am not positive about Concord. I don't like it. I think the character designs are not good. Like, at best, they are boring and bland. They look like knockoffs of Guardians of the Galaxy. The nicest thing I can say is that the CGI and how they did the CGI is gorgeous. However, the writing is awful. The writing is the worst writing I have ever seen. And we already know what the first 3 weeks are going to do. And it's abysmal. Like, why in the world are we going to be nice about this one? You know why people are being nice about Concord? Because they see just like how bad this is going to be. They're like, this is bad. I don't even want to make fun of it anymore. And it's not even fun to take.
So I want to make fun of it though.
Right. We'll do it. He mentions earlier in the video, he talks about how this game has been in development for 8 years. And in particular, like he sees, like at no point over the course of that 8 years has somebody been like, yeah, so we should probably not be doing this, right? Over the course of 8 years, which I think speaks to a larger issue, right? Because you're talking about these developers who once again are in these bubbles, right? So insulated in their bubbles that this goes back to it's truly not about diversity, right? Because it's not about diversity of thought. Everybody in their studio, everybody was going along for the ride. Everybody. Nobody had the balls to stand up and say, this isn't going to work. What are we doing with these character designs? How come the gameplay is so slow, right? Nobody had the balls to say it, or everybody was so just hypnotized by this idea that they truly thought it was a good idea. But that goes back to, I'm sorry, Flash, go ahead.
Maybe we shouldn't make the women in the game look like they're John Candy.
from Uncle Buck, right? So, but this goes back to there's no diversity of thought in these games. They didn't bring anybody in to be like, yo, what are you doing? Like, this is a horrible idea. The mass audience doesn't want to see this shit. And they were so, even if somebody did say that, I have a strong feeling that they would probably say, no, we know better than them. We will force it down. The gameplay is going to be so good that people will accept the pronouns. They'll accept, large Marge as the character, whatever. And I think that Concord points to a larger issue and the bigger disconnect between developers and their consumer and the media and the consumer. I can't think of a better example of that than Concord. There we go. That's all I got on that. So, Blabs, you got anything before we move on to our next game?
Nope.
Okay, sounds good. It's really weird when nobody will make Rule 34 when it comes to any sort of IP.
It's because they have bodies like Chris Farley and like they're all just overweight and ugly. Nobody wants to have sex
Blabs,
with Chris Farley.
Well, Blabs, can you see if there's any Rule 34
No.
Chris Farley? Okay.
No, I will not. Stop trying to get me
Farley and
up
John
Rule
Kennedy are
34.
hilarious, but not their female counterparts.
Oh, that's great. All right, let's go ahead and move on to a success of things. We talked about Black Myth Wukong, the tremendous success that it's been, selling 10.7 million copies in 3 days, almost $1 billion in revenue, number 2 highest all-time player count on Steam, and 3 million concurrent players for Black Myth Wukong. This has been a tremendous success along the way. That has been just spectacularly received because at its core, it's a monkey man going around and wrecking shop, which, hey, sounds like a fun game to me. Flash, have you watched or played any of this?
Of Wukong? Not yet. I'm still trying to finish up. Every time that I sit down and I have the free time to play a game, I'm like, maybe I should watch an episode of One Piece. Like I'm just on a mission to finish that. I'm almost there. 60 episodes to go.
Well, you're almost there, and I have a feeling your love for it will resonate all the way through this series, and I'm rooting for you, friend. Your One Piece love. But let's go over to that Park Place for this story here. As when it comes to Black Myth Wukong, a lot of this, I'd say the game really came on people's radar after this original IGN article was released back in December, where IGN was like, game science is sexist and misogynistic and blah, 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 right? We saw that. And let's go over to that Park Place for this story. It says, IGN writer who smeared game science and Black Myth Wukong calls for the boycott of the game. Previously admitted to hating white people. So that's where we're at here. That's where we're at. It says one of the IGN writers who smeared game science as sexist called for gamers to boycott Black Myth Wukong ahead of the game's release. That did not work out so well along the way. Interestingly, the same writer has previously admitted to hating white people. Now, this comes from our boy Smash. Once again, who'll be joining us very, very soon. The writer Ki Hoon Chan, who co-wrote an article with Rebecca Valentine at IGN accusing game science of being sexist based on crude recruitment posters that the company used back in 2015, as well as social media posts that have been heavily disputed and criticized for using uncharitable translations, called for gamers to boycott Black Myth Wukong right before the game's release. This is from them. It says, here we go. Jan, who posted on X, I'm so effing pissed off. This is too far. Don't play Black Myth Wukong. If you must, go pirate it. Which, once again, this is a journalist promoting piracy in the video game industry. All sorts of interesting levels to that.
It's okay. He wants to free Palestine. Get a pass.
Oh, that's a she, sir. She, sir.
Oh, sorry, misgendered you.
Oh my God, you're gonna get arrested soon, Yellow Flash, for all
If
this.
I lived in England, I might.
That's right. If you enjoy it, I don't want to know it. F game science and all the grifters who are doing this to one of my favorite people, to my favorite people in the industry. And here it is right here. This is from Crapstacular who has locked their account over on X. Now, yeah, I know, it's crazy. Now, we continue here. So Chan's comments come out of, are not out of nowhere. Back in January 2022, as part of a lengthy thread discussing Slowcap's Sifu game, Chan what is this? What is this word? I can't. Oh, denigrated. I can't read real good. Chan denigrated white gamers and even admitted his hatred. Oh, I'm sorry. It is his. Sorry, Flash. My fault.
Craig's going to jail.
My fault. In one post, he wrote, "White gamers have zero nuance, zero understanding of the world, and it'll forever be like this because the world bends over to meet their expectations. And if they're upset, they just scream at their targets until everything works miraculously in their favor." In another post, Chan says, "Do I hate white people? Yes. If you're a friend, you'll understand why this is never personal. I hate white privilege so much. Their ability to scream reverse racism when faced with a tiny bit of criticism. The world revolves around them, even in Singapore, every day."
But you are racist. You literally says, "I hate white people."
You know, it's funny you mentioned that because thanks to Dustborn, we have this.
You are racist.
That's right. So
did you see? There's a meme floating around that says you can have the power to cancel.
Yes,
and I can't confirm if it's true or not because nobody plays the game.
Well, what's interesting about we'll get to that here in a little bit, but yeah, I think that's it's amazing, Dustborn for sure. But with that said, you know, the IGN, there's very, very, very clearly an agenda being pushed in this article. The idea of racist misogyny against game science, when the person, the reporter, this is let's break this down. Once again, this is exactly what people are talking about when they talk about no integrity in video game journalism. Zero. There's clearly an agenda associated with this article. Very clearly an agenda that continues this day to the point to where a journalist who, if you're a true journalist, should not have an opinion on the game's development team or anything along those lines. You should be reporting about the game itself. If you truly are a journalist, you shouldn't have an opinion. You should be right down the middle. But this journalist is telling people not to buy the game. In fact, going a step further and saying boycott the game. That is unhinged. This is crazy, to say the least.
Such integrity.
Right. So the question is, and this is actually a bigger question for IGN, what are you going to do about it? You have a journalist saying, don't buy the game, pirate it, and actively going out and saying, this is why you shouldn't, because they're racist. And by the way, white people, I hate them. So IGN, what are you going to do? Will you take action and say there's no room for racism or discrimination in our company? And will you relieve them of their duties? Because they very clearly have put this out there. They have put their cards on the table. Will they do anything?
No.
Of course not.
I mean, that's the kind of tweet that gets you hired at IGN.
It is insane, to say the least, and bizarre to see that this is just so openly available for folks along the way. All right, we're going to get to Dustborn in just a second, but before we do, I want to get to a couple of your super chats, as well as Star Wars Outlaws, because the reviews are out for that. We'll just do a quick review roundup for that really fast. But before we do, Orthodox Monks came in at the 10, says, you should look into Deadlock, Valve's brand new game that has been closed testing for invited players for months under NDA that just recently broke. It's a third-person shooter MOBA. Yeah, you know, Mark the Cyborg invited me to it. I definitely need to check it out.
Yeah, he invited me too. I just haven't played it yet.
Thanks, Orthodox
What
Monks.
the hell, Mark? You didn't invite me.
You can't sit with us.
I'll get in and invite you.
What's your problem,
Flash, okay?
Mark?
What's up, Mark? Mark? God damn it!
He's
I want
in
a
the
new
chat
name.
too, calling
Mark
him out right now.
Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
God damn it! I want a new name. Came into the 10, says, Craig, what are you smoking? Just watch the Black Ops 6 trailer, and it's the same black man spouting milquetoast lyrics in an aggressive voice you get in every trailer for shooting games nowadays. They butchered the Prodigy song for this. For shame. Well, right. They're not going to put like the original Prodigy song because they got to update it for modern audiences. It's a remix. But I did like how the bullets went with the beat in certain situations. I like stuff like that. So anyways, all right. Once again, we got a lot more super chats we'll get to, including this from Alan. Says, thanks for giving an honest review of The Crow and staying on top of stuff that matters. Just like another man who was on top of Nick Ricci's wife and kiss didn't matter. Shout out to Yellow Flash. All right, Alan. Thank you for that. Adam says, they told us these games aren't made for us, so don't play them. So we didn't. Now it's our fault? Where's the modern audience? These people need to get a grip. Right. Thank you, Adam S. Gaming. Appreciate that. That is great. All right. Once again, we'll get to more super chats in a minute. But before we do, let's bring in I'll tell you what, this guy has more journalistic integrity than pretty much every single journalist I can see out there right now. I'm talking about Smash JT. What's up, Smash? How are you, buddy?
What is going on? It is great to be back. How you guys doing? What's up, Blabs? Yellow Flash? How you guys doing?
Oh, man.
All right,
wanted man.
Yes.
What's that?
Man about to face some legal repercussions.
Have you received anything
from calling your wife
no,
to
right?
suing you?
I mean, nothing yet. But I did see that she did send a letter out. I read through it briefly. It was quite the jargon, but to be expected. I thought it was fascinating how unprofessional it was written. Like it was almost like just someone who's not a lawyer wrote that. Like it's very strange. How do you get through law school, pass the bar, and then write that? It's just very odd. Did you get that
agree
too?
with you. Yeah.
Okay. Very threatening.
Yes, very threatening. Very do what I say here, or else like you're not currently in our targets or in our crosshairs. I'm like, who says that in a law letter? Like what the hell?
It felt like a guy in the 70s walking up to a bar owner and be like, hey, I just think it'd be really important for you to keep an eye, for us to look over your bar, your establishment here. Otherwise, some bad things could happen,
It would be in your best interest to
Yes.
take our services.
Yes. may work out for you. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll tell you what. Let's just move on to Dustborn because
Okay, yeah.
Flash, you've been
Before we move on, I got to apologize to Blabs. Last time I was on, I completely did not even acknowledge her, and I felt so bad about it. I put it off.
It's okay. It's fine. It's kind of my job.
I know. I felt so bad. So hi, Blabs.
Hi.
You want to know why, Smash?
You are racist.
That's
And
right.
Sexist.
That's right.
I mean, that game is so full of memes. It's perfect. Like
Everything
it's not-
everything Mercante says is true.
right.
Spectacular.
Well, I am
Misogynist.
I am quite the woman hater, according to their side.
That's right. It's amazing how you just hate women. Congratulations. With not even acknowledging Blabs when you come on the show. How dare
Right?
you?
Why
I'm like,
are you
God, that's
assuming
just
my gender? Oh my god.
that's just reinforcing my stereotype. I don't want to do that.
Your name is actually trying to solicit sex. Not
Right, exactly.
it's
It's all built around that. Come on now.
But before
when you say
I
smash
have to
GT, he's
share
really
this.
saying he wants to bang.
This is hilarious.
Oh, nice. What do we got here? Love that.
It's awesome. We're in
we
a
look
video
good.
game.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I wish it was a better video game, but we're in a video game. Yeah, that's good.
Did you
All
see
right.
the comment someone made? Concord's first DLC is going to be Dustborn characters.
That'd be spectacular.
Right?
See that now we're talking. Just embrace it. At a
Embrace
certain
it.
point, just embrace it. Just be like, yeah, it's all they thems all the time, which is good. All right. So let's talk Dustborn. This game came out and has flopped and will continue to flop. And I'll say I've watched people like this has become almost a meme in that if you buy it for somebody, it's like, fuck, are you serious? Like it's almost a punishment when people buys the game for you, which I say don't do that because at the end of the day, you're supporting them. But right now it currently has 42 players in game. Yikes. It has not gone very well for Dustborn right off the bat. But this is a game that has been, it was dead on arrival. We all knew this game was going to fail. It's been called the wokest game ever made. And here we are as it was a little bit of controversy over the weekend. And I'd like to thank Tebow over on X for sending this our way. He tagged everybody here as a little bit of controversy around this game, as apparently Dustborn has literally been caught using GTA assets in their game. Now, you were all on this, Smash, over the weekend. Why don't you give us a quick rundown of this?
Well, the developer in question, Thea, aka Shit Sprout on Twitter,
class.
they do have a way with words. Never denied it. They just started outright attacking people, questioning them about it. I mean, it was very harmless, innocent, like, hey, these look really similar. And they're like, don't you have anything better to do? Like, what? Why do you even care? I'm like, this is like third grade. Like, you guys are stealing assets and layouts from rooms from Grand Theft Auto, and your only retort is, oh, you're a meanie. It doesn't even make sense. Those things don't even match up.
Well, Shit Spout has gone protected here. And you see the game designer at Red Thread Games. Gay agenda connoisseur, by the way. And also by Dustborn.
I feel like Shit Sprout is a... Oh, it's Spout. Never mind. So that's a very accurate name because you literally sprout shit.
Yes.
I never thought that my channel would ever get to the point where if I made a video talking about a situation that would make someone go into protected mode. That seems to be happening every single time I make a video now. I'm like, all I'm doing is showing people what you say and you run and hide. Like, I'm not making anything up. This is you. They can't take it. They can't stand it. It's like, you're self-aware enough to know once it comes to light to go hide. Why are you not self-aware enough to not do it in the first place? I don't understand.
Well, here are the comments from this. So this actually doesn't have to do with what they're talking about in particular with Dustborn, but talking about 50% of gamers are women.
That's a lie.
Oh wait, before you go
That's
on,
a lie.
Go back one.
Yes.
The whole gay dinosaur thing is very weird to me. There was someone who worked, was it at Epic or one of the big companies that said, like, their profile pictures, they are like a colorful dinosaur, and it says like, I'm a gay dinosaur, and a developer for I can't remember who it is. And I was like, that's like really weird, but whatever. But he said something like super aggressive against gamers, and I called it out, and he blocked me, and I tagged Epic. And I was like, this dude just said this. This is crazy. And Tim Sweeney, who's Tim Sweeney work for? Who's Tim Sweeney? Why can't I think of it right now? Is it Epic? Tim Sweeney?
Yeah, I believe that's correct.
Yeah, okay, so it was Epic. And Tim Sweeney replied, and he's like, we support all our developers, and your cancel campaigns against them aren't going to work. And I'm like, I'm not trying to cancel them. I'm like, just letting you know, these are the type of people that are representing your organization. I mean, and he's like, yeah, I stand fully behind what they say. I'm like, well, he's a straight up asshole, so that's kind of weird to stand behind it, but okay, whatever. And that guy was like, a gay dinosaur. I'm like, what is the deal with the gay dinosaur thing? Why the gay dinosaur? I don't understand.
Oh, it's amazing. Well,
anyway, go back to the thing though. Sorry, I didn't mean to sidetrack this whole thing.
Well, no, it's okay, because here's the thing, right? Like, I actually went in, and this can't be the same person. There's no way this is the same person, but it is.
Who?
Thea Berg. Her LinkedIn is public, by the way, and so is her website. Like, when you look at the
website hasn't been updated in like 5 or 6 years.
There is 0%. When you look at this person's profile right here, right? And, obviously the blue hair, right? She, they, them, or whatever.
When you look, she stinks. I just wanted to say, I'm just
right.
Pictures you can smell.
Yeah. But I look at her and I think she doesn't shower much. I'm just saying.
But this is her.
Observation.
Over on
she looks better
LinkedIn.
there.
Right. This is her.
This is back when she used to shower, because it was 5 years ago.
Still got the nose ring.
Yeah.
And here she is right here. I mean, this is there's no way. Like something happened.
I'm glad you brought this up, Craig, because this is something when I was researching her for the video that came up, and then I was like, what happened? Like there was a transformation similar to Alyssa, by the way, who back in college looked fairly innocuous, a normal looking person. Then there's something that happened that just completely diluted and shifted their entire outlook on life. And it's like tragic. It's so sad to see it because it literally is a virus that just destroys their brain.
Man, it's crazy. It's crazy to see, like, wow, the shift from this little Norwegian girl who looks like a little Norwegian girl to shit spout.
And also,
well, as you could see it right there in the bio that you had. Would you just pull that back up?
The previous one?
The last one, with the white background.
This one.
I am a 23-year-old student at, it's too small, but it was some university. So she went to school, to university, and then she got radicalized. So because she's currently there during this time.
That's true.
She hasn't graduated yet. So at some point in there, she took some class that radicalized her.
And also some.
That's exactly how it happened. Because that's what happened to Alyssa too.
Some drugs as well, based off their references in their tweets.
Yeah, you throw those in there as well.
Warp their mind, doesn't help.
It was in some class, some professor radicalized her 100%. That's where it happened.
And if you look at her Instagram, Craig, I'm not going to make you do all this right now, but her Instagram is quite the trip going through that. I showed it on my video yesterday. I was just like, there's some pictures of her. I'm just like, yikes.
This goes back. We talked about this before you came on, Smash. The tremendous divide that you see between developers and the consumer. Like it's tremendous right now, specifically the Western divide between the people who are making these games and the people who are consuming them, as well as the media itself, who just don't understand normal people, Well,
you know what this all gets at? As something that I was kind of researching before the Alyssa Mercante thing came up with the letter. The whole DDM, Digital Development Management Company, is potentially even worse than Sweet Baby Inc. It's a company that, what's the way to say it nicely? They consult and represent your organization to create business deals and lube governments to paying for the games. And it's makes you wonder what the end goal for the game is. If you're a developer working on these games, getting paid by a government, prepaid with these grants and everything, your mindset is so warped already. You already hate the consumer. You want to represent yourself and see yourself in the game as a developer. You create the game, you put it out there, you antagonize the consumers, you hate on them publicly on Twitter, and no one buys your game. But ultimately, you don't care because you already got paid by the government in grants. So you don't even care if your game sells or not at the end of the day. And it's created this broken form of capitalism that's not even capitalism anymore. You're not making something for the consumer. You're making it for a property, in this case, governmental organizations, to push propaganda like Antifa or something of the like, and have no care about your game selling at the end of the day. And that's extremely concerning for the future of the industry. I feel like that's why this is such a big thing, that everyone's like, why is this? Who are these puppet masters behind the scenes? Why are they pulling all these strings? What's going on? And it's not about selling the game to consumers anymore. And that's the problem.
Right. It's literally propaganda, and its purest form. It's propaganda. Now, let's go back here. Let's go. This is from Hey Slick, that's me, over on X. Says the new Dustborn game has ripped off GTA Online, copying the apartment layout 1-to-1. Paintings, TVs, rooms, and even small garden are in the same location.
Think of their mindset while they were doing this. They didn't care. They're like, sure, rip it off. What are they going to do to us? We're getting paid by the government. What are they going to do? Sue me?
When you look at this, I mean, you can see it right here. The idea of
that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
to be so blatant about it too. Like, there's no difference.
It's literally just downgrading the graphics and putting a coat of paint on it that you can literally apply with a filter. It's not even designing the game. It's just It's like an Instagram filter on graphics. They didn't even do anything.
Even the speakers to the left and right of the TV. Look at the speakers here on the left and right of the TV. Look at the speakers on the left and right of the TV.
Wait, Craig, there's a smaller base one next to it. That's different.
They couldn't handle that. All right, let's check out this one here. This is walking through. Oh yeah. Okay. I mean, you can see this over here. Walkway down here, the stairs right here. Yeah, I mean, verbatim. There's another.
Did you see
Is
people
Rocksteady
online?
paying attention to this? I wonder. They have to know by now. I would say.
Rockstar?
Will they even care? Or yeah, Rockstar. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they'd even care, honestly, because it might make them look bad to go after it. So they might just be like, whatever about it. But did you see the people on Twitter that were trying to defend it? Like, apparently these people have never been to an apartment before. They all look the same. I'm like, not one for one.
Yeah. Well, I have another layer to this, which actually just happened about 2 hours ago. This post from Frederick Higeland says, well, this is awkward. And you can actually just buy this pack for $80.
Oh, shoot.
The whole thing is just a pack that you can just buy online. So this actually goes a little bit deeper, right? Is this a GTA thing, or did GTA buy this pack and put it in their game and put a fresh coat of paint on it?
That's a good question. Yeah.
And it also brings up
that's wild.
It brings up the idea of, if Rockstar did purchase that, are there exclusive rights to it because they have full ownership of it? Or did they just buy it as a template, as like we'll borrow this and use it in our game and anyone else can use it too in the future? That would be really bad. I would think they'd want to own it. They wouldn't want someone else to be able to use the same thing. So I'd be curious about how the back end works with purchasing that.
If you're Turbo Squad by Shutterstock and you are Home Render, the user here, are you pissed that you put this out for $80 in GTA and all these companies used it for $80 and you spent so much time doing that? I feel like we should make a game, just buy this, and it takes place entirely in this apartment. I think that'd be awesome.
That'd be called Seinfeld the game.
Yeah. All right, let's go. So anyways, that's just another interesting layer here. So, buying assets, it's a normal thing. It happens all the time. But you can see here along the way, this was huge. And we talked about this on Friday when we had Mally Mouse on. Blabs, you were with us, and we talked about we played the music for the opening of Dustborn here.
Oh yeah.
Negative on that, Blabs? Not a huge fan of that?
No, it's horrible. And like, I think somebody said it in the comments too, how it was like, it's not even like a proper gameplay of playing the guitar. Like, the gameplay failed also. Like, forget the messaging. It was just, there's Guitar Hero where you can look at it and be like, all right, this is how you do it.
Yeah, right. And here it is. You can just see whoever's playing this game did fail pretty bad. I'm not doing it. Sorry, I can't play this. That's horrible. It's not a good thing.
We're the aliens.
That's pain.
So I actually I literally copied and pasted the lyrics of it. And like, if you look at it, we're the freaks, we're the outcast, we're nothing like you, you're past due. We will eclipse you. We're the aliens, we're the refugees, we walk among you. We're right behind you. Your time is past. Your kind won't last. We're the Dustborn. The bug is airborne. We're the new porn. Our kind is newborn. We're the Dustborn. This bug is airborne. We're the new porn. Our kind is newborn. We're the Dustborn.
This is like almost a veiled threat to make people feel that are not fitting or conforming to society, to feel like they're not alone and that they could like rise up together and take down the establishments. And it's like, what are we doing here? Who's back of this? Who's behind this?
Well, it's not gone very well for Red Thread Games along the way, as they've had several social posts. They really want to get the word out about their game. In fact, they posted this over on X, says it's out now. Download Dustborn today on Steam, Epic Games Store, and PlayStation Store, and Xbox. Link is in the bio. People were really excited about this to let them know how they felt about it until they
locked replies.
Locked their thread.
That is classic. Classic.
But
it almost makes you wonder, going back to, they don't really care if they sell it or not. If anything, it's just for future job security and longevity, but that's the only reason. They already got their money for working on it. They don't care if it sells or not. They got their money from the government. They don't need to recoup anything.
Yeah, it's you're right. And there's talk that the money associated with this game was considerably higher than initially anticipated. Smash, what do you have on that?
I did see Grums said that it's nearly 1.4 million USD in addition to the 150,000 euros from the grant. So we are approaching $1.5 million in grants. That's just in grants. That's not investment firms or anything like that. That's not game sales or content. That's literally just grants to put the game together. And that's very concerning. One, because I think we all know there have been incredible games made from indie developers on a much tighter shoestring budget. So what the governmental funding does is creates bloat, creates DEI hires, creates people that should not be in the industry. And then the output is this garbage. And it is rightfully getting roasted for that reason.
So going to Grums's post over here, it says Dustborn used far more government money than has previously been reported, because 150K is not a whole lot when it comes to development of a video game.
That's not even one dev salary. Yeah.
Right. The Norwegian Film Institute funded the game for 14 million kroner, or nearly $1.4 million. This is in addition to the 150,000 euros from the Creative EU grant program. Dustborn is basically an Antifa training game. You bash the fash across the divided states of America by using vocal powers to call people racist.
You are racist.
The game has 33 players in the opening week. We talked about that. The company Red Thread Games looks to be funding multiple games through the use of these government grants. The games do not make money. You can see from the Steam charts below from the Prairie games, Dreamfall Chapters, and Dragon. Their existence seems to be dependent on repeated grants, waste of taxpayer money that funds games that fail over and over again.
It's almost like they have a buddy in the government that is just giving them the grant. It's like there's no actual tangible proof, evidence, or statistics to define why they're getting this money.
Right. They got to know somebody for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. The company seems to be grifting off EU taxpayers' money, which are awarded in part on ESG criteria. Remember when people denied ESG grants for indies existed and called everyone a conspiracy theorist? The Norwegian Film Institute focuses on productions where the percentage of women in key roles is a factor. Their latest project, Svalbard, has received nearly 11 million kroner. That's over $1 million, and 150,000 euro more from the creative program. You can see a little bit more here. It says that we need women in key roles, producer art on 38%. So 38% need to be there. And you can see the other
checkboxes.
Yes. Bing, 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 bing along
Let
the way.
me read you one line real quick from DDM's website. I thought this was interesting. So DDM is the organization, the consulting company that has partnered with Dustborn, Red Thread Games. And they say they have one job opportunity on their website. So I was interested to see like what they say about the job offering. And at the very bottom, how companies always say, XYZ is an equal opportunity employer in a period at the end. Like that's kind of what you say, right?
Mm-hmm.
What DDM says is DDM is an equal opportunity employer that values diversity in the workplace.
That's right.
AKA strike a line through the very beginning of that.
That's right. We value diversity unless you're not
white,
you're
straight. You're white, straight man, don't apply.
I mean, it's so obvious. It's unspoken, but it's like that's the only reason they say it, but they can't just come out and say it because that would look bad.
Well, it'd be illegal.
Right. Well, no, being illegal doesn't stop them. They say illegal. Do you see Kotaku's hiring for the editor in chief? There were very illegal things in that.
Oh yeah, big
Craig
time.
applied to that job.
Yeah.
Didn't even get a phone call, Craig.
Didn't even get a call back. Really, really upsetting me about the lack of transparency that they had when it came to me reaching out. So what a bummer. So,
Right.
anyways, yeah, that's kind of where we're at with that. So yeah, I mean, if there's one theme across the show, today's show, it's the disconnect between the developers, the media, and the consumer, right? It's something that we're seeing more than ever. And when you see the success of Black Myth Wukong versus the absolute just total failure of Dustborn and Concord, I don't know if there's a better metaphor for what's happening in the video game industry than that right now. Like, to see the abject success, the ridiculous success of one, and the just crash and burn of the others is insane. Smash, you got anything else when it comes to Dustborn here?
I hate to say this,
yes,
but morbid curiosity is really getting the better of me, and I kind of want to play it.
Yeah, I do too. I kind of want to stream it. Like if I bought it, it would be to stream it.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I don't want
Be
to buy it though.
supporting
I
them.
actually
I really don't. I don't want to. If someone wants to gift it to me, I will.
no.
stream it.
I don't. I think that's just as bad. It's the money's not the issue. It's I don't want to support this cause. I sent an email to the developer, like, I'm sure it's comical. They're not going to reply to me, but I was like, hey, I'd love to play your game for my audience. It's a very generic email. No response.
They looked you up and said, oh, fuck
Yeah,
that.
exactly. I don't think they have to look me up at this point. I think my reputation is starting.
How much did Savvy make when she played it? Did she get
I don't know.
Superchats?
I don't know.
See, if you make up for it in that, I think it'd be worth it.
I mean,
Right.
true, but you're also does the end justify the means? You're still giving money to.
I
This
get what
stuff.
you're saying,
Yeah.
and you are right, but it's like
It's a very ethical dilemma.
I don't think it would really matter too much in the end because you're not going to generate more sales for them, and it's really kind of just a drop in the bucket with how much money. Well, they didn't really lose that much money because they had all these grants, but
Right. I mean, maybe pick it up on sale.
I would say play what you want to play, right? That's always the rule. Play what you want to play. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. But my suggestion would be play something you actually want to play that actually brings you joy.
I want to play it because I'm just so curious. All my research and everything I've seen and watched people play it, I'm just like, curiosity killed the cat at this point. I'm like, I gotta just bite that wire and see what's inside of it.
on one hand, you don't want to support it, but on the other hand, it's like it would make for good content for your channel.
100%.
Of course, playing shit games always does great. Always.
I see like no-name creators streaming it and getting like 1,000 people watching that. Nobody's playing it. No one wants to play it.
Well, it's a train wreck. That's what it is. It's an absolute train wreck.
I won't hate on you if you get it, and you gotta make the choice for yourself. I'm thinking about doing it too. So
right.
It's a content creator's dream, right?
Yeah.
We could take the Hoon Chan approach of just pirating it because IGN promotes pirating.
I mean, yeah, they're all about piracy apparently. So
apparently it's okay in IGN's eyes if you want to pirate a game that you don't like the publisher of.
Now that would be the best way to go if you just steal it, because then you're not supporting them and you get to make content.
And technically, you're pushing their ideologies for them because that's exactly what they stand for. So,
has anybody cared enough to put it on a pirate site, though?
No. That's the other problem you got to run into.
Yeah.
Well, we are forgetting the one great power-up that is learned in this game. This has been passed around this morning, which is just absolutely amazing. The power-up screen, the ability to cancel. You've learned how to cancel someone. Cancel will allow us to isolate people from their friends and compatriots. In battle, this could be a useful tool against enemies. I mean, wow.
I had people ask me like, that got doctored. There's no way that's actually from the game. I'm like, have you not watched information about this game? That's gotta be real.
Well, it's hard to confirm if it's real or not because no one's fucking playing it.
Right. Which actually gives it the perfect opportunity for people to start making stuff up about it and doing that.
I put this out, and I can't think of a better way as well. Just power-ups in 1994 versus 2024. You got
there's some nostalgia. The Craig screw attack. Love it.
Right. So there we go. We got a little Dustborn. Hey, good for you guys. Good for you guys. By the way, any post that has been posted or retweeted from the developer, that they've been absolutely destroyed across the way. It has been nonstop. They actually posted this one as well. This was an ad that Dustborn, they reached out to an influencer to promote the game. Dustborn is out now for PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam for Epic Games. And
Welcome to Betty's Diner.
so they went in and tried to create the characters along the way.
Home run!
I'm getting like some weird sexual vibes from this. Is that am I supposed to be?
Yeah, that was weird.
Well,
Like, she's definitely talented because she can do that, but at the same time, it's like maybe work on actual nice looking art.
I don't think anyone's playing Dustborn for sexual references. That was kind of weird.
Well, it has not gone very well for
Use
this
a
person
cancel
either.
power on you.
Yeah. She also has locked this replies as well.
Made it to 70 comments though.
Yeah. Made it to 70. By the way, for those who are concerned, this is a she/her. So there you go, right there.
I don't get the locking thing. You can just mute the conversation and you won't see it. I don't really understand why you would lock it because I think the locking makes it worse.
They don't want people to look into their history to find the awful, evil shit they've said. That's what I've learned. Because typically when there's smoke, there's fire with these people every single time.
You know why this girl has so many followers? She does the body painting thing. When you scroll it, like she's totally naked. Like
That's actually impressive though. Holy shit, look at that.
Yeah, it is very impressive, but like that helps, if you're just like, hey, by the way, like just throwing it out there. I don't know.
Does she have like an OF also? I'm assuming.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Smash's like, what's her account name?
Yeah.
Need to find that out. It's good.
Trust me, I'm a very happily married man to a beautiful woman. I don't need to worry about that kind of stuff.
Right.
That's the correct answer.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Lars
she's
came
saying
in
right now.
Right.
Lars came in and says, by the way, Mercante is going to find you and call your wife. And
did you see what he said on side scrollers?
What he said.
Yeah. He gave a nod when Blabs mentioned an OnlyFans.
He nodded. Don't you understand?
You know the meaning behind the nod. That's a white supremacist thing.
That's right. See, now you get it. You understand. Hey, Lars came into the 10, says, if they ever try to backpedal and claim Dustborn is actually just a parody of the left, why was I blocked from Red Thread Games Twitter for pointing out the game flopped? Why be upset and block it if it's just a joke? Why take the government funding? Oh, to be clear, they will never backtrack or backpedal when it comes to this. But that's really what it comes down to, is that this is just a giant parody of what these people think society was. Apparently, this is, I saw this and I thought this was like really, really funny. The idea that this is what in Norway they thought America was like from 2017 to like 2021 during 45's presidency. And it's like,
I guess if you watch CNN, that's what you think. So
right. My goodness. And Das Pooch came into the 5 over and Rumble says, here's some scratch to help Craig pay for some better dial-up. Sorry. Hopefully it's been good since I restarted everything. I appreciate that. All right. Saint says, Vera's been playing Dustborn yesterday. I couldn't watch for more than 3 minutes. Yeah, I saw Vera was kicking ass over there, which is great.
Yeah, she had over when I looked 1,300 people in there. I was like, damn, that's a legit audience watching this.
Yeah, it's awesome stuff. By the way, we appreciate you guys popping in today. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button, help spread the word on the show a little bit more every single day. Kalichi just came in at the 5, says, let's take some time to ponder why Euro governments are funding companies to create video games. Don't they have other priorities in their respective countries, like the countless immigrants flooding France? Also, Craig, you're lacking on them gaming streams. I know, Kalichi. I know. We'll get back to him soon.
That's a really quick thing. Sorry, I have something to say
Yeah.
to everything here. That Thea developer character also had Trump derangement syndrome. And I thought that was interesting, just looking at her history of tweets before she locked everything. Why people in Norway give two shits about the America's president? Like, and not to mention, why are they being propped up by the European Union to create a game that is Antifa training in America? Like, what are they doing with our, like, that? Go do a Norway thing. What are you doing in America? You don't understand anything here. What's going on? It's very strange.
Amazing.
It's a worldwide thing, TDS. It's not so far off topic, but there's a comic book writer, Tom Taylor, massive Trump derangement syndrome, and he lives in Australia.
Oh, congrats on your comic book launch thing, by the way, Yellow Flash. I meant to say. That was,
Thank you.
Big deal.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I'll say we got a lot of super chats, a lot of direct donations, a lot of Rumble rants, which we'll read every single one of them. But we're going to allow Smash and Flash the opportunity. By the way, you guys need to launch a YouTube channel. Smash and Flash.
The Smash Flash.
Straight up buddy cop series. I think that'd be really great.
Who'd be the good guy?
You can be the good guy. I'll be the bad guy.
I don't know. You watch my videos. I sound like the bad guy these days.
You're so bad. You're racist.
I'm so bad.
It's crazy. Well, we'll give you guys an opportunity to bounce. Tell everybody where they can find you guys today. Smash, you first.
I'm like, I don't want to step on toes here. SmashJT.com, youtube.com/SmashJT. And yeah, thanks for having me. Always an honor and a pleasure. You guys are great. And I appreciate being here. So thank you.
Yeah, buddy. Well, thank you, Smash. Appreciate you as always. Flash, tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me at Yellow Flash Guy over on the Twitter X, and Yellow Flash and Yellow Flash 2 on YouTube.
Let's go. All right. Once again, we are going to get to some super chats, but I do want to encourage you guys to head over to sidescrollerspodcast.com and become a member over there. We would greatly, genuinely appreciate it. We cannot rely solely on YouTube. We're going to ride the YouTube train as long as we can until they demonetize us like they did with Jay. And, you know, once again, Jay's the nicest guy on YouTube. And how's he getting demonetized? What the fuck's up with that? So we're certainly going to get there in time. So head over there, become a member over there. It's going to be paramount that we see support over there so we can continue to do this Monday through Friday. Guys, have a great rest of your day. Appreciate you guys. You guys have an excellent one.
Thank you so much.
Sure. See you guys.
See you guys later on.
Bye.
All right, let's get to some support today. Let's start off with Beard Blabs.
That was a weird way. Beard blabs. Anyway, I have a beard, guys. Okay, Econ 101. The government can fix things by giving your money away.
Yes.
Thank you for that. Demi says, I love Super Mario Sunshine. Weird but fun. Thank you. Demi also says, if makeup was illegal, we wouldn't have Kruger, though.
Freddie. Yes.
Dean says, Flash, you know how disappointed you were when the new Warriors didn't release? I think we ended up getting Dustborn to make up for it.
Sorry, Dean. Just missed it.
Absolutely. Rudy says, the real Craig is still locked in Tim Pool's house.
Man, that was an operation, man. I'm gonna tell you this right now. That was an insane operation up there, that Tim Pool stuff.
Demi says, Blab's evil agenda got defeated by Electro. No, yeah, National Grid was like, I need to replace something in your power panel. Please hold for 2 minutes. I was like, what?
Hey, but by the way, speaking of Tim Pool, you know how he can have guests in every day? Because he has over 50,000 members. 50,000 members on his website. 50,000. He has 55 employees. That's insane. People go over and they support him over there, which is why Side Scrolls Podcast is so important. So,
Mercenary says, is that even a woman? Her hair looks like she bleached it with plutonium or something just as radioactive. Assuming it is. Revolg says, you say it's okay to be a member. Okay, we got that one. Thank you very much. Craig sucks on starring. Jason says, I have never wanted a popcorn bucket before, but I need this one. I only wish it was literally any other Batman movie. I think that Batman, like that popcorn bucket, is probably the best one we've seen so far. It is super cool.
I agree.
And it's a shame I don't live by AMC, but oh well. Orthodox Bug says, Germany's GC is where the first international tournament for DOTA 2 was held. Thank you very much. Demi says, I love how she sues them a day after they helped furries find out who hacked her affinity. So now she will have the furries be after her. The furries are after Alyssa. What if she identifies as one?
Oh no. Is that true? The
I don't know.
furries are after her?
That'd be hilarious. Mercenary says Josh is going to have a field day and a payout on this. Jag says, only 51 to go. Are you insane or do you have a time turner? I get that. I understood that reference. Jason says, friendly warning, or warning, I'm assuming, says, sure sounds like a lot like a threat. Yep. Kyle says, I didn't know if you guys knew this, but apparently DSP is going to be interviewing Josh Moon this morning on Kino Casino. Cool. Don't care.
Is he like a part of that show now? I think that's great. Good for him.
No idea.
Yeah.
Mage says, watching this on a train, wouldn't miss it. Hi, hope you have a fun time.
Let's go,
on the train.
Mage.
Demi says, well, games and show audiences are like sugar mama. They won't watch or play it, but as soon as you turn it off, yo, turn it back on. I was watching that. Logan says, my pronouns are she, them. Let me she them titties. Craig also loves watch an Arnold movie, or Craig will make you talk to male feminists. What if Craig's a male feminist already, guys?
You know it. That's me.
So sarcastic.
You're so dumb.
Riff Creator for 5 says, bad games made by people who should not be in these studios, reviewed by Game Press, that are so out of touch. Thank you very much. Suna says, they don't care about the money, it's about changing the culture. The education system in NA is already messed up, and I fear for the next gen's future. Logan says, but EA said single player games are dead. EA didn't even know how to make a Star Wars game. Beard says, if you have talent, we got that one. Thank you very much, Beard. Market Reality says, the modern audience doesn't exist. Concord has approximately 20 people actively playing on Steam, and it's a new release. Well done,
Correct.
Sony, PlayStation. Woo!
That is the modern audience.
20
That's
of
it.
them. Radial says, let these companies lose money so that they can see what the problems are, but will they see it? That's the question. Kyle says, wasn't he originally part of the show? This was in reference to Destin, I think.
Yes, Destin was, he was on the first episode, yes.
Garrett says, I was born and live in Silicon Valley. I can agree that they are in bubbles here. I see it firsthand. I love your show. Have a great day. Well, thank you, Garrett. Have a
Thanks,
nice
Garrett.
day, too.
Bring some sanity there to Silicon Valley. Appreciate
And sandwiches. Mage says, shout out to Concord for showing us how the modern audience truly is when there's no big brand to capitalize on. Stay-at-home Hippo says, I would play a game as John Candy. Dude has a wicked golf swing and Uncle Buck. Can captain a ship in summer rental and down the old 96er. Rip.
Let's go. Thanks, Stay-at-home Hippo.
Javi says, too many comedy games, so we need more Broforce.
Oh my God. Yes.
Mark the Cyborg says, X-Ray Girl will be playing Dustborn later today. Talk to Savvy one time, and listen, I'm going to have to talk words with X-Ray Girl. Just kidding.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate you.
Alpha Omega says, Singapore has strict hate speech laws. Be ashamed if Key was reported for violations of Penal Code 1871.
Ooh, wow. That's interesting. That's another level to this. But like I said, I don't think anybody should be arrested for things that they say.
Yeah.
But
regardless. Yeah.
But it's just like, oh, interesting, you know.
Mr. Ambiguous over projecting harder than the DNC. The Trilla says, Ki Hoon Jun does know that Rebecca Valentine is white, right?
Rebecca Valentine is whiter than vanilla ice cream. Like, she's straight out of Kansas City. This is like middle America. So just saying, yeah, it's crazy.
ADDF says, welcome to Side Scrolls with Yellow Flash Guy and Yellow Shirt Blabs. It's a Harry Potter shirt. Just saying.
Oh, really?
It really is. Uriah of the House. Uriah of the House writes, says, Craig, look up Trader Jen from 7 Days and tell me this isn't peak female character design. I honestly wanted to say Trader Joe's just then. I was like, Trader, but no. Stay-at-home Hippo says, hey, Smash. Oh, sorry for this. Tim Sweeney has been an asshole for a while. He said his Fight Fortnite payment process, Apple Mobile Store, was the same as Black Rights Civil Movement. God just wanted more money. Damn, bro.
By the way, here is Jen from 7 Days to Die. This is high quality content right here. I see what you're going for. She has
Mommy milkers.
She has really big eyes.
She's got great assets.
So there you go. Yeah, high quality. Nice. Thank you for that.
Beard says, Econ 101, the government can't fix things by giving you money away. Thank you very much. Lord Slosh says, Dustborn may be the bane of gaming, but I still get joy from sunshine, the Mario game, not the sun. F this heat. Thank you for the nostalgia blast. Well, I mean, I wish I could have seen the gaming segment, but Craig went and did it without me, little pest. Anyway, so I was actually upset. I don't know if you saw that on stream, but when Yellow Flash was like, we did this already, I was like, but yeah, that doesn't matter anymore. No, it doesn't matter. You ruined my schedule. You ruined my day. It's fine.
You left. You left.
I had no choice. It was either that or like accidentally burn my PC because they would have turned off the power on me. Anyway, Soda Soul Silver says dual stream of Smash JT and Flash would be fun. Javi says Craig failed to put pronoun and settler in his resume.
That's true. I didn't. Yeah, I did do that, and that's why we failed. That's why I didn't get hired.
Leftism turns you into a blue-haired goblin. Thank you, Minor. And then Minimal Effort says, thanks for the shout-out, Craig. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Tip of the cap, my friend.
And
Delta
then,
says,
no, I wasn't done yet. Over on Locals, me first. Says, not Jade. Normal man of the 199 wants not stand for this to war. Thank you, Just G. And he also says, yo, Craig, whose house? Brian Danielson's house. AEW All In was great. Watch the main event, if anything. They used his kids, Buddy and Birdie, for emotional tension. Great match. You may proceed to talk now.
okay.
Anyway.
Delta says, I don't know if this is news, but the funniest part of Concord is Valve just gave the green light for people to stream and talk about their new MOBA shooter, Deadlock. Beta has close to 90,000 player peak. That's right. That's true. They just totally destroyed Concord even more. It says, and Deadlock somehow has much more diversity as much diversity as Concord does, but the fan community is already exploding with Rule 34 content. They even have their own fat guy who can increase his mass and force people into his gravity. Let's go. And he followed up and says, and here's some promotion for the top-down fantasy RPG Soul Ash 2, which recently had a prominent YouTuber named Wonderbots try and cancel him because the single developer added a marriage and legacy system without LGBTQ plus relationships, quote unquote, yet. Yeah, I saw that, and I would like to talk about that tomorrow. Maybe we'll have him on the show. Rambo says DSP has finally leveled up. Not only is he a PC gamer now, wow, with the new $2,000 PC, and not only has he been collaborating with other streamers, but tune into Level 1 Podcast this Wednesday where he'll have Keemstar on as a special guest to squash the beef. Well, he should have me on to squash the beef. I don't understand what the deal is. Phil, everything was fine until it wasn't. John says, speaking of Kiwi Farms, Darkside Phil is interviewing Josh Moon of Kick today. Look at DSP Gaming tab for more info. Should be an interesting conversation. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be riveting. Let's continue. Saints talked about Vera Dark. All right, and there we go. We're caught up. We're caught up. Let's go.
Yeah.
We did it.
We did it, Joe.
All right, let's go. With that said, yeah, maybe Keem can have surprise me as a surprise guest. We can squash the beef. Let's go.
There is no beef.
You're right. There is no beef. That's the thing that's most fascinating to me is like, we don't care. Like, it's not a big deal. Never has been. With that said, let's get out of here.
No, Absolute Rudy says breaking news. Ivan Reitman is dead.
What? Oh, shit. It's ridiculous. Thanks, Rudy. Appreciate that. All right. Let's get out of here, guys. Have a great rest of your day. We'll be back tomorrow when we're back at it again, 11 a.m. Central Time. You guys asking about my gameplay streams, we will be doing them soon. Soon. So with that said, appreciate you guys' support. Thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of your life and allowing us to be a part of yours. If I think I already said that, right? Anyways, with that said, guys, head over to sidescrollerspodcast.com. Please become a supporter over there as we continue to migrate from YouTube a little bit more every single day. We appreciate y'all's support. Have a great rest of it, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.